Guys, what's going on? So many of you have sent me this video, and we have some things to talk about. We sure do. Yep. So I didn't plan on doing this live. I actually was going to put out an edited video tomorrow just because I have a lot of mom stuff going on. And I was trying to figure out if I was going to record this and have Ava, my editor, shout out to Ava, have her edit this, or if I wanted to do a two-part thing. And I just decided that let's do a live stream. Let's talk about this. So, excuse me. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a soon-to-be certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. Healed my way out. Now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Today is heavy on the tactics. I mean, I think most of the time it's heavy on the tactics, you know? 13 months, Wendy. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. Guys, go subscribe to Wendy's channel too if you want to check it out. She does anti-MLM content. Also, Jen, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for your patronage. I haven't played that in a while. I feel like more anniversaries. Esther, member for 3 months. Hello. Thank you for being a member. Appreciate you. Amy, member for 13 months. Lucky 13. Glad to see you all. And Aaron. Katie, member for 16 months. This is so cool, guys. Elaine, member for 18 months. Fuffy Duck Butt, 24. That's hilarious. I thought I was going to butcher that and say something, you know? Kay Marie, member for 10 months. Time flies. Look at all of these, you guys. Brandy. Anniversary train, member for 27 months. Avery Joe, thank you so much. Becca, 8 months. I appreciate y'all. 24 months, DC, period, comma, forever, forever. Okay. All right, I'll come back. Here's Wendy's channel if you want to check it out. Thank you for posting that. Charlene, I appreciate you. And yeah. 29 months, Charlene. 29 months, that's crazy. And Amanda, 1 month. Thank you so much. Woohoo, just a baby milestone for me. I love it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, many of you sent me this video, and thank you so much. You guys know who you are. And it is a couple of people that are in Purium that are attempting, according to the title of their video, they are attempting to debunk the anti-MLM. What do they call it? Debunking anti-MLM myths, I believe, was the word that they use. Myths, like legends, urban legends, things that are not true, things that cannot be backed up with facts and data. Myths. Yeah. So that's the vibe for today, just so everybody knows what they're getting into. Thank you for the gifted memberships. That's awesome. Or gifted membership. Appreciate you, Patricia, and happy anniversary, Shelby. I hope I didn't miss anybody else, but there was a whole bunch that came through at one time. So if I missed you, I apologize, but I appreciate you guys and your support. Okay. So this video is a little bit longer, and I know many of you reached out and said, hey, this showed up on my feed or whatever. And what? The comments are hilarious because I think there's one supportive comment on their video. And again, I'm not saying go to their video and comment anything or, debate with them or what. I don't feel like you need to do that because the anti-MLM movement has facts and data to back all of this up, which includes Purium's income disclosure statement, but we'll get to that a little bit later. In the meantime, oh yeah, also fallacies on the menu tonight. That is the main course. So get ready for that. Oh my God. All right. So prepare yourselves. This video itself is like an hour long. We're going to be here a while. Appreciate everybody that is here watching the replay. And Purium is a health and wellness MLM. So, one of my favorites. That's sarcasm, by the way. All right, let's see which layout we want to do tonight. Let's go with this one. Let's see what this looks like. And let me know if I need to adjust their volume or if I need to back off my mic a little bit. Let me know.
Hey, okay. So,
Also, I put a content warning in the video description. I have watched this, and they do mention towards, I'd say the last third, they mention self-harm, thoughts of self-harm. They do mention, in my opinion, preying on people that are struggling with their mental health. So if that is something that you are not prepared to hear or see tonight, please skip this video. I just want to make sure everybody is aware. All of the typical kind of content warnings around manipulation and multi-level marketing companies is going to apply, but those two things really stuck out to me, and I want to make sure that I'm preparing you guys for what they're about to bring up down the road here. So, all right.
this is a video about the anti-MLM movement. It's just funny, like, because we didn't know about anti-MLM, that it was a thing until we got into an MLM, obviously. But we certainly felt that ick factor that that's synonymous with network marketing, MLM. And just coming from that background, knowing that we were in that place too, and how we became successful with it and leaned in and love it, I think could inspire people and just kind of informationally change their perspective on things. Because yeah, MLM, it's interesting. It's like a really amazing model of business. It was, developed for students to initially like create a business while they're studying, so that when they graduate, they have something going, like.
I don't think that that's how that works. I don't think that that's the history of multi-level marketing. And in fact, I think this person, in my opinion, needs to do a lot more research. And not the kind of research that Eric Allen was doing when he said that Julie Anderson was in LuLaRoe. Not that kind of research, like actual research, because that's not how MLMs started. Apparently, not apparently. Facts. That's not how it started.
Just simple, basic structure. It's very kind of easy to understand, but complex in how,
In practice.
In practice.
Yeah, it's
a new member. Welcome. Ah, that song. I love it. Thank you for becoming a member, Danielle, and welcome. Appreciate that.
brilliant system in theory, and actually, just learning more about how it works is the most ethical and fair kind of a structure. It incentivizes us to help one another. It's equal playing field. And like Jared said, it was really designed for people who are in school so they can start to, it's so empowering, like it gives average people, an opportunity to make as much as they want by being a good person, because ultimately people buy you. And so it reflects, a lot of the work we do is personal development. But yes, absolutely.
First of all, an MLM is not ethical, in my opinion. No. Did I even run a disclaimer? I'm sorry. I'm going to pause this. Hold on a second, guys. Let me run the disclaimer. I got ahead of myself. I apologize. I was very excited to talk about this video. 1 second. Sorry about that. That was a little abrupt, but very important. I pressed the wrong button. I need to calm down a second. First of all, anybody that's in a multi-level marketing company where statistically, according to the FTC and according to many of these companies' own income disclosure statements, if they even have them, the majority of people are not making any money. In fact, the majority of people are spending money to say that they're a part of the company, to say that they are becoming a better person, a better parent. We've heard all of those types of manipulation phrases, if you will. And that's just not the case. Most people are losing money, and you don't have to pay to find community, and you don't have to pay in order to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And that's some of the key slogans that people in multi-level marketing use. And I think it's disgusting. I don't believe that MLMs are ethical, and I don't think that it's a level playing field, because if it were a level playing field, then the income disclosure statements would look completely different. It wouldn't look like a pyramid scheme. It wouldn't look like only the top make money versus everybody else is waiting for the opportunity, if you will, to have a giant team in most cases to make money off of them. So no, I don't agree with any of that. And you can develop personally for free. You can learn how to be a better person, maybe go to therapy or take some, personal development courses online that are not associated with a multi-level marketing company. There's so many different ways that you can achieve what they're saying without paying to be part of a multi-level marketing company. That's just not how that works. Welcome, Hannah. Oh, where am I at? Here we are. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Also, Lizzie, thank you so much for the super chat. Yay, I caught a live. Hope you all are good tonight. I hope everybody's doing well. And thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate that.
I had the same prejudices. I had the same feeling of ick. As soon as I found out someone was in an MLM, I was like, I'm not sitting next to that person. I don't want to be,
So this is a good chance. I wanted to watch this scene from the movie Go. So it's this
Okay,
older
let's watch it.
movie. It's a Doug Liman. He's
Love this
awesome.
movie. I haven't seen it since I'm like,
Oh yeah, they're gonna play this part of a video, and I'm not really sure what they were trying to accomplish and how the video that they're showing is an attempt at debunking what the anti-MLM movement is saying. Let me know what y'all think about this.
Pretty old. Yeah, we're old already. Pulp Fiction's already 30 years old.
oh my God, that's
Imagine.
crazy.
That's
So yeah,
crazy.
this is just like the ending scene where they discover that they're in like an Amway type thing called Confederated Products. So yeah, let's just watch it and then.
It's true. Well, if you gotta go.
Aw, I feel bad.
Everything, yeah.
She really-
So everything from top to bottom there is spot on because it's
I really
captures
on both
that.
ends. I've been
Yeah.
on both ends of that. Yeah.
So just like that icky, like being
She's been on both ends of that, and here she is trying to say that her MLM Purium is different. That's where they're going with this. Purium is so different. It's not. It's not. How do I know that? Because I went through the compensation plan. How do I know that? Because I looked at the income disclosure statement. So, oh, also, how do I know that? Because I was in multi-level marketing for 13 and a half years and 6 companies. So I know how this all works. How? Because the call is coming from inside the house. So yeah, interesting.
comfortable like in a corner, like am I being pitched to right now by some people and them on their side seeming like they're in this cult
They're offering,
kind of,
they're offering like a good opportunity. They're like, think they mean well, and
Yeah. But
I can
they
see
come
how
across,
it seems so, oh my God, so phony. And it's
that's
just
how
so
most
cringe.
people think. Okay, this is general consensus, and that is still, it's like 20 years old, that
Mhm.
video, that movie, and it still holds true. Like people are like, oh, you do like you recruit people, and it's a sales agents teams and pyramid scheme, and like it's all under like that
Mhm.
guys, right? Okay, so that's how we came in. That's exactly like that. I was like, Amway, like I don't want to do that. Like
Well, that's not how we
selling-
came in.
Well, no, just our perception.
Our perception.
of
This is not the
network marketing.
situation that we came in on in any way, shape, or form.
So this is
Yeah.
just speaking to that nature of like, okay, it's marketing, it's direct selling, right? As a business model, it makes a lot of sense. And when you get an idea of leveraging other people and
That is a phrase used for recruiting, although these two, that's an unfortunate pause story, but these two are not fans of calling it recruiting. The very basics of multi-level marketing is selling a product and earning commission and recruiting people. And when you recruit people, you typically make more money off of recruiting people than you get paid off of their customers and their distributors that are under them. So they're not a fan of the recruiting term, but that's what it is.
like that outside of binary hours to dollars income, passive income, beach money, you know, the 4-year career, like that is very attractive.
Like, I think
Nothing about multi-level marketing is passive income. In fact, you have to be consistently working all the time, whether that's, you know, hosting Zooms or doing videos like they're doing here, trying to defend multi-level marketing in a odd way, in my opinion, but you know, that's fine. Or if you're creating content or, you know, whatever, you are working all the time. So comparing it to a job where people clock in or they have set hours and earn pay for the time that they are there, and or comparing their salary that they get if they're full-time, part-time. If they're full-time, they get benefits. Comparing that to multi-level marketing, that's a fallacy in itself, because most people in multi-level marketing are going to lose money. 99.7% according to the Federal Trade Commission. Where does the FTC get their information from? From these companies.
what they were even painting there, that picture, like they were speaking to the wrong people. Like those people were obviously not open. Like I can't remember the
Oh.
movie now.
They're
So
actors, but they thought they were like hitting on them, but
Oh,
it was all
okay.
just confusion.
okay, I
yeah.
have to see that movie again anyways, but that was like, you know, you can see clearly, like that would, like maybe there would be someone who that would be an incredible gift to, you know, I don't know, like to receive that opportunity,
Yeah.
if they're looking for it. But it's all about knowing like who you're speaking to. We're not for everyone. So I know, you know, the average person or the person, let's say, that's eating McDonald's every day. I used to look for people who were like sick and eating crap and, you know, poor. And I was like, they need this because this helped us get to those next levels
Yeah.
of
This is point number 1, where, in my opinion, she is stating habits, characteristics of people, probably on social media, that she follows or whatnot, that she can prey on.
our healing and our, you know, wealth, but
Exactly.
we're not for the market of people who eat McDonald's every day. That's probably more someone who does Herbalife, which is like a lot of sugar and, you know, synthetic flavors and all this, like kind of, you know, it's less, okay, like I'm not going to put anything down, but it's like,
But that's exactly what you're doing. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think Herbalife is trash. That's just my opinion, in case you didn't know where I stood with that. And by the way, I feel this way about all multi-level marketing companies. Just to let everybody know that. I mean, I know you guys know that, but Herbalife is garbage. Their product is terrible. And I am always going to be the person that prefers getting my energy in the form of calories and macronutrients in the form of protein, carbs, and fats from actual food versus a supplement from a multi-level marketing company. And the majority of these multi-level marketing companies, their products have proprietary blends. So it may list that there are things on it or in it, if you will, but not the amounts. And that can be kind of dangerous at times, depending on what ingredients we're talking about. So yeah, I'm a fan of eating real food instead of taking a bunch of supplements.
something like Herbalife would appeal to maybe the person who's eating McDonald's every day. And I think there's a place for all different levels of, you know, different companies, different levels of quality. But I know with our level of quality, I know our target
Brandy.
audience is someone who's already healthy, is already eating organic, knows the importance of, you know.
So maybe let's just preface
Yeah.
it with like, if you don't know about Purium, okay, it's just organic whole food. We had incredible health transformations. Allison went off multiple medications. I lost a bunch of weight.
I'm sorry, you can't say that. See, that's a health claim. That is a health claim. You can't say that according to the Federal Trade Commission. Not allowed, but don't worry, I've already sent this video to the drive, to my drive that I'm going to send to the FTC. I worded that weird. But anyways, you can't say that. That's a health claim. And it's actually what the anti-MLM movement talks about people in multi-level marketing do all the time. They talk about this health journey, and they talk about how they were able to get off of medications or replace medications with a specific product that doesn't have the studies or the scientific data to back it up as being something comparable to an actual medication that does have the studies and does have the science to back up the claims that they make about it, not the MLMers, the company that made the medication. So that you can't do. And that's essentially what you're saying here.
And my asthma and allergies. So the food like spoke for itself. Like when we got into it, we didn't start as like, we're going to sell this and we're going to make money.
We
and
didn't
it's
start
like-
as business.
No, it's
We
like
started
we
as a
fell in
customer.
love with the product.
Pay attention to that part. That's going to be important here in just a few minutes. They are saying they didn't start this to make money. They started this because of the products. Just remember that. We'll circle back here shortly.
It's really amazing, great
Yeah.
product. And like Allison's saying, there's a sliding scale of quality. So people unfortunately think of like Herbalife or
I just want to say
Amway
about how we
as-
got in just for a second,
Yeah, go ahead.
because I had a lot of people reaching out to me with all these different companies around the same time. It was, going on for a few years where on Facebook, I would have people reach out for Juice Plus and Arbonne and whatever. My cousin was doing Herbalife. I had people prospect. I had someone on us for the Rodan and Fields.
Fields.
At all
Think of all the shade that they've thrown to Herbalife, which again, I'm not mad at that. But then she says her cousin was doing it. Is your cousin still in Herbalife? I hope not. Or is your cousin in your downline in Purium and that's why you're saying that? I just find that really weird that you would use somebody you're close to as an example of what not to do. I don't know. That's odd to me.
these, other companies coming to me, and I was like, there was not even a question in my mind that I was open to trying their products. I would research, a little bit, and I would see like, this is not a quality. How could I put this in my body? And then how would my integrity is like, I would never think to sell something that I don't take myself, that I wouldn't advocate for. So when Purium came into my life, I'll just say, it came in from a completely, it came in from a functional medicine doctor. So it came in from a health standpoint, and I was taking it for my health. I never normally ordered anything online, but the fact there was only, it was something that you had to order online, right from farm to family. When I looked at the ingredients, I was really blown away because everything in the ingredients was what I was already taking. I really already believed in. I would have never ordered something or taken something that didn't 100%, I would have taken it whether, I didn't even know I wasn't even concerned with the business opportunity.
Why can't you finish the sentence? Why can't you just finish one thought?
At all. I was purely taking it for health
Nutritional
and
benefit.
nutrition. And when it noticeably, improved our lives, we were seeing results fast. Even if there was a business, if there wasn't a business opportunity, I would have been sharing it. So for me to get my
First of all, if you're going to a functional medicine doctor and they prescribe you a multi-level marketing company's product, run. The levels of unethical with that, I can't even define that. Unethical. Run the other way.
partnership in this, I wanted to continue. Jared was like, we need to get more of that green juice when we ran out. And he was originally like, we need to, you've been scammed and whatever. He had his whole perception of how, it can't, because he wasn't there when I had the meeting with the functional medicine doctor and knew, all of that, what I knew about it. But anyways, Jared changed his tune when he experienced it for himself and then wanted to continue taking it. So that's the power of these foods is once you start, and we ran out for a bit, we noticed the difference. We're like, life is better with this. So now we knew, okay, we're going to be ordering this every month. This is, whether there was a business with it or not, we were. Now the fact that there was
to order it the same way you'd order your favorites, olive oil, your favorite
toothpaste,
yeah,
whatever,
Yeah, except that you can get olive oil. I'm not sure the olive tree people. I was going to say, you can get olive oil from companies that are not multi-level marketing companies. You can get toothpaste from companies that are not multi-level marketing companies. But then the olive tree people, y'all remember them? Wild.
it's
something you get when you run out,
Yeah.
And there was a subscription, loyalty customer price. So why would we not? Of course, we signed up for that. It was a no-brainer. It wasn't like, you know, for us, it was so organic in that way. And then of course, if there's a gift code to be shared, like I said, we'd be sharing it anyways. It made so much sense. So that's what opened my mind. We all have to find something that aligns with us. Obviously, every person is going to come to like, you know, is looking for different things. We were looking specifically, like I really care about environment and quality. And so Purium really aligned with everything. So when I got my gift code, I would have shared it the same way if a restaurant that I loved or anything I was ordering, you know, regularly, if they were like, thanks for being a loyal customer, here's some gift cards. Like for me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, oh my God, I have gift cards to share. I'm going to like make it rain. Like, why would I not be sharing this everywhere? But that's when I was met with like this, like, I was like, oh, now I'm like I'm being looked at as this person and
Yeah, because you were just saying how you were looking for people that were eating McDonald's that appeared to be sick, those types of things. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I do remember the part about eating McDonald's. Yeah, probably because you were coming across like somebody that was like, hey girl, want to help, you know, want help losing that post-baby weight? First of all, no. That's not okay. That's not ethical. That's just flat out rude. I'm not saying that that's what this person was doing, but that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Stereotyped, and that's, yeah, so that's where we're at.
So that's it. Like you fall victim to the stereotypes, and some
We're here
people
to bust that because it's not, you can't stereotype things. Like there's
Okay,
Yeah.
well, just back up.
Okay.
Okay, you're going too fast here. Slow down.
They interrupt each other and talk over one another the entire video. So, on their behalf, I apologize for that.
I get excited.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, excitement's good. This is how we made it in this business, because we are excited about something we love. And word of mouth advertising, word of mouth marketing, someone saying, I love this is good, is the most valuable type of marketing, hands down. And big marketers know this, big companies, agencies, they recognize that. So the fact that we are saying we love this, you should buy it too. People have their guard up because they're like, but wait, you're profiting from that word of mouth advertising. How could you be genuine? How is that sincere? So that's
because it's not presented as, hey, we like this, you should buy it too. It's presented in a way that is deceptive. It's hidden behind health claims, income claims, claims that cannot be backed up by any studies that have been done on the MLM products. It is deceptive. If things were being presented, you know, oh, well, you know, I like this, you guys should check it out too. That's a completely different thing. Aside from it being a multi-level marketing company where a lot of them have proprietary blends, aside from it being associated with the business model known as multi-level marketing, where the majority of people lose money, it's deceptive if we're just talking about the marketing aspect of it. Nobody that I have seen, and this is just my opinion, let me not say nobody, the majority, in my opinion, of people in multi-level marketing that are putting content out to market their products and what they can do are using health claims, income claims, and lifestyle claims, which, according to the income disclosure statements for these companies, it's not how that works.
where the people element, the emotional intelligence is really essential, where people could detect, we're humans, we know when someone's being real or not. You could have a very good salesman, a good pitch man who could sell anything, you know.
Energy doesn't lie, like trust
But
your
it's still something where we didn't come from that place. Most people don't have that in them to be pushy salespeople and convince someone to buy a ketchup popsicle because they're just so good at it. Like we don't do that, and I don't really like. This is not something that interested us ever.
We were actually working. Jared was working a very cushy job. There was no problem with. We weren't looking to. Like I was kind of, I guess, looking. I was struggling a little with the corporate world. Jared was doing great with it. He had a cushy job. You know, was manager of the marketing department in a big company, and so capable, like to climb up the ranks in whatever. Like Jared's just like very functional. I was not so functional, but I was also like finding other. I could have done other things. I was in fashion. I was doing styling freelance. I was making like health bowls and catering. I was doing like that. Anyways, a lot of other things.
Lots of different
that we
potential
could've been
income
doing.
sources that never really built to anything.
But we weren't looking for this and like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I cut you off, yeah.
So just the fact is like, that is a valid point. That is something
Oh,
where
yeah, that's
people
valid.
like, they're like, are you being genuine or not? And I get that. Even
Right.
close friends have kind of, you know, approached me about that subject saying like, look,
Especially
I'm
close
kind of
friends.
interested, but the fact that you're making money from this, like I'm a little insecure or whatever, and that's valid. And just
I'm a little insecure, or that's people are skeptical because of the business model. That seems like a really odd way to explain that.
and then how that feeds into the whole anti-MLM thing is that people are used to being marketed to a certain way. Direct selling does make people uncomfortable because they're like, are you actually my friend, or do you want to just sell me something?
Exactly. Because these communities that many of these people in multi-level marketing talk about are based on transactional relationships. They only love and respect you if you have that smart order for 50 no, no, 50 BV in Purium. Just like many other companies have a personal volume requirement, and the second you turn that off and the second you decide to get out, you are removed from the groups, you are unfriended, you're no longer loved and respected.
Okay, so that is just like a very dated,
Hey,
very
Sab.
kind of like black and white way to look at it, unfortunately. And I want to go through like all the top
Mhm.
like
Well, I
anti-MLM
had those
claims.
stigmas. And so with Taz, what was different with who I felt
And
energy.
actually brought Allison in.
Like
Yeah.
you have to use discernment. Like I felt an energy of authenticity and it was pure. And so I didn't question that she was, I knew she was I was happy she was making commission because she was giving me value. She was offering me guidance and she was sharing this amazing gift with me. So I was so happy that I was getting to support this other mother who.
And how is it really any different? Let's say if you started a restaurant or you had some gift basket business, if you were to ask your friend, like maybe next time you bring a gift, like, would you like to buy one of my baskets? You're selling something. It's your own project. It's something you're passionate about. It's really no.
You open a restaurant, would you
know?
not invite your friends to come eat at your restaurant? I mean, you're profiting from it. Would it be like, oh, I don't want to go to your restaurant because you're making
money,
a
right?
profit? Like, wouldn't your.
And this is the first use of a false equivalence fallacy. And if you opened a restaurant, are you required to recruit other restaurant owners to open their restaurant? No, no. If you have a basket making business and you are having conversations about that or about the baskets, are you rewarded financially for recruiting other basket making business owners? No, no. Also, you're comparing multi-level marketing to actual business owners. That's a whole nother fallacy. When you're in a multi-level marketing company, you don't own your own business. If you live in the United States, you get a 1099, which is for contracted work. And let's talk about that for a second, because we have a company, I am drawing a blank, Beauty Counter. Beauty Counter just closed down. The distributors in that company woke up and said, oh, by the way, April 17th is going to be the last day that you are, that commissions will run. You'll get paid up into that day. And then, okay. And then apparently the old CEO is starting a new brand in May, which is weird because we watched Beachbody rebrand to Body and it didn't require getting rid of a bunch of distributors. But apparently there's like 65,000 distributors in Beauty Counter that all of a sudden, as of April 17th, they're no longer going to earn commissions. Now, if that doesn't show that you are not your own boss, you are not an entrepreneur, you do not own your own business, I don't know what does. And we've seen so many companies that have made these big changes. We could go all the way back to Advocare. They did the same thing. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the last company. I think Q Sciences is going to be next on the list. Have y'all seen the 2-part series that I just put out? They're fighting. 2 MLMs are fighting.
friends do the opposite, say, I'm gonna come support your restaurant, like,
Yeah,
because
so,
you're making
but,
money.
and that doesn't, if good, decent people, obviously they want to support their friends. They're happy to
Well,
help
we have a
them.
lot of
But
people who that was their blockage, like, wait, I don't know if you are, and that's the thing, people act like, they're almost like, wait a second, like, do you really like this stuff? Like, or you just sound like, I've had people even like, try to really break down like, the veil, like, wait a
actually,
second,
yeah.
like, you really like it? And it's like, would I be sharing something so passionate? Like, for me, I'm almost like, I'm taken aback because I'm like, for people who know me, know, like, I'm a very, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm very authentic and I'm very raw and real. I don't know how not to be. So when someone questions that in me, I'm a little bit, and not everyone knows me, but for the people who know me, it was always like a little bit jarring. Like, you think I would be like this devoted to something that I don't believe in, or that I would like
Well, yeah, because you're getting paid off your downline.
share with people
It's
and
insulting,
take
but a lot of
myself.
people get that same reaction too. So don't, it's not unique to you.
Well, I think what gave network marketing a bad name was all of these like gimmicky sales
Yeah.
pitches, and sort of it's fake because you're given a script. Hey, hun, like I know because I received all these scripts and very inauthentic approaches that I think really also added to the why this industry has been shrouded in such like.
And also we're in nutrition, and in this, the space has become polluted with a lot of inferior products
And a lot of products that people don't need, like the greens that this person is drinking. The guy, I don't know, I think he said his name is Jared. You don't necessarily need greens, and all of these companies that are selling greens, I'm like, oh my God, paging Brianna Jewel, paging Brianna Jewel.
companies that just recruit and they sell expensive starter kits and
Yes.
things like that.
People jumping on the bandwagon now.
Herbalife, for
Yeah.
instance, but we're not here to rag on other ones.
Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing. Jumping on the bandwagon of terms like gut health and having a product that, hey, this helps with gut health. Yeah, those types of marketing terms. Yikes.
God bless them. They're the top for a reason. So it's like, one thing that it's scary is because that landscape, that space is, has so many people in it. It's the same thing as like a capitalist space. You can't say all companies, all corporations are evil, pyramid schemes, because there are good ones. There are ones that, genuinely help people. They give their profits to good causes.
There's good MLM companies out there. Let me guess. Now, this is a long shot. Let me guess. You think Purium is one of those good ones, right? Then how come only less than half of the distributors in this company were eligible for commissions in 2022? Why is that? Because if they were really concerned about their people, they'd be paying their people. They would have advertising. They would have people that work in advertising, in marketing, that they were getting paid for. They wouldn't roll out the company as a multi-level marketing company if they really cared about their people. And in my opinion, these companies hide behind these, giving to certain communities because the model itself is so unethical that I feel like they have to do something to distract from, listen, we're good people. We're helping this specific demographic or this specific community. We're giving back. We're helping. Yeah, help the people that are working for free for you in a multi-level marketing company where the upline is earning commission off of that personal order. Maybe pay the people that are doing all of the advertising. And yeah, anyways, wild.
Well, they're more pyramid than, and that's like something
that's
else
why,
that people don't understand.
So, okay. So one of the
Something you don't understand. You don't understand corporate, how that works. Well, typically people apply for a job and they provide their resume and they go for an interview, and then they are presented with, the offer. They accept it or negotiate or whatnot. And then they have their responsibilities for that job and they have their pay. And if it's a full-time position and it's something that has benefits, all of that is outlined ahead of time. So they know when they go in to do their job, they're going to be getting paid X amount of dollars per hour or a salary, and everything is up front. They know what is expected of them. They go in, they do their job, and they go home, and they have true time freedom. So saying that corporate is a pyramid, well, if you're talking about how the money flows, which I think is what she's referring to, that's not how that works. People are paid for a specific job for specific hours. They go in, they do their job, and they go home. It's the opposite in multi-level marketing. You're working all the time. The money is flowing up into the upline, into the sponsor, into the leader, while you're also working for a big corporation, and that's the MLM company. The CEO, the members of the C-suite are also getting nice, cushy pays and probably lots of bonuses as well. So, what a weird example.
Top, so look, I do a lot of research. I use ChatGPT to break down what are the top anti-MLM concerns, okay? And it's a good aggregate.
I'm sorry, you used ChatGPT for research on what the anti-MLM movement is saying is the problem with multi-level marketing. And you're going to use that to answer. I can't wait for this.
Like ChatGPT isn't that creative, but it's very good at compiling, summarizing, and it's spot on with this. So number one is exploitative practices. So they argue, this is anti-MLM, people argue that MLM companies often exploit individuals by requiring them to purchase expensive starter kits or inventory with promises of high returns, leading to financial losses for many participants. So I'll just bring that up so you can see that I'm talking about. So number one here, exploited. So people are
Oh, you can't see. I can't even read that. So I'm sure you guys can't.
thinking that like they're skeptical. They're like, oh, you have to buy into it, right? They want to recruit you, right? It's all about recruit. And you hear that from Herbalife a lot. They focus number one, recruiting, because there is a charge. They charge, I think, 100, 200, 300 bucks just for the business, just to be able to share it.
And the reason they need people in to selling it is because they're not product focused. If they were just getting people in as happy customers, they wouldn't be having
Oh, look at the floof though. I love it.
as many people sharing it.
Yeah. So Pebbles wants to get in on the action here. Pebs.
Cute.
So that is a valid concern, and that is why we went for Purium, because there was no starter kit charge. It was free. If you like,
I may have paused this too soon, but interesting that you're mentioning that it's free when your very own compensation plan shows that you have to have a 50 PV personal volume order every month to be considered an active distributor in the company. So is it free, or do they have to place a monthly order? Because I think that, those are two very different things.
the products, if you enjoy the food,
They're also customer focused.
You
We
get
have
them
two,
for free.
like our program, I guess, is like, because we are an affiliate marketing system paired with a multi-level pay plan. So we have two.
AKA a multi-level marketing company. This is typically, when I have seen this in the past from people in multi-level marketing, they like to say it's an affiliate program because they're basically denying that part of the compensation plan exists. And when I say that part, I mean the recruiting aspect, the team building aspect, that kind of thing. That is the compensation plan. You can't just deny it. You can't act like it's just not there. That's not how that works. So a lot of these people in multi-level marketing will say, oh, this is an affiliate. And when people think of affiliate marketing, they think of, oh, I'm sharing a product, I earn a commission. But in true affiliate marketing, there's no compensation plan where you are rewarded for recruiting other affiliates. So this is another fallacy, but I wanted to elaborate on that because what they are saying is, oh no, it's an affiliate ... associated with a multi-level marketing plan. So it's a multi-level marketing company.
Approaches. There's people who just do it with customers. We have health specialists, nutritionists who really just make customer dollars. They don't interested in building. So we have that avenue.
Oh, great. So if there's that avenue, why didn't you include that in your income disclosure statement or in your compensation plan? Because I feel like if you are so different, and when I say you, I mean Purium, if Purium was so different and people were ranking up and advancing throughout the rank structure through just having customers, why would you not be shouting that from the rooftops? Why would you not back that up with statistics and data? So you mean to tell me that there's people in the top rank of the company that have only customers? They don't have any team members. They don't have any distributors on their team and their downline. They have only customers? Because what she is trying to say here is that, oh, you can get to the top rank of the company with customers only. Okay, how many people in the company in Purium are hitting the top rank of the company and only have customers? Because I'd love to see that. Show us that data.
And you can do fairly well just with customers. You don't necessarily need to recruit and build
No,
a
actually
team,
it
but
happens organically because happy
Yeah.
customers want to, they come reaching out. I have people under me who are nutritionists who don't focus on the business side, but their customers will reach out to me and be like, okay, I need to share this. So they want, like, people, it's just the natural progression. Once you experience something you love, you're like, how do I get my own code and share this?
So the nature of it, if they are focused on just recruiting and the product sucks at its core, or there is no product, yeah, that's a scheme. That is a valid concern. Absolutely. So if I would be wary of that, and that's why we went with this one, because it was included, because it's encouraged that you love this product so much that you're naturally organically going to talk about it sincerely. So that's great. And yeah, I think that's actually a valid concern, but they're not all like that. That's like claiming all companies are greedy and
All
and
restaurants do this thing, or
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know,
not.
yeah.
Another false equivalence fallacy. Are we talking about multi-level marketing or are we talking about restaurants? Because I thought we were talking about multi-level marketing. Also, I thought we were talking about you debunking anti-MLM. That's not happening here.
Right. It's just not accurate. Okay. So number 2, let's see. Okay, well, just
Ooh, that's
leading to
bright.
financial losses for many parties. So the idea that you lose money too, okay, like that's a big concern. Like anti-MLM people, especially on Reddit, they're always just like, careful, like my cousin lost all their money. They,
I don't have to go to Reddit or any other source other than your own income disclosure statement that shows that until you hit, I believe it's director, which is the 4th or the 5th rank in the company, and we'll get into specifics later, more than likely those people are losing money. So there is a large percentage of people in these multi-level marketing companies, according to their own income disclosure statement, that they are paying to say that they are a part of the company. They're not making any money. And in my opinion, they're advertising for these multi-level marketing companies for free. People should get paid for their time.
they bought them, they kept buying and buying. And okay, that's if you're like stockpiling inventory, which some certain ones do that, which is ridiculous. Like that idea that you have like a garage full of product that's stressing you out to sell. F that. Like that is
Or let me
not,
just
that's,
give another perspective too.
Before she dives into her perspective, I feel like this very thing that he's saying is the reason, one of the many reasons that we say as the anti-MLM movement that they are commercial cults, because what he's doing here is a very us versus them type of mentality. Us being, hey, Purium, he's talking about Purium, we're different over here, we're different over here, and them, other MLM companies that encourage front loading, which we know happens. So it still falls under the umbrella of multi-level marketing companies. It still has a similar type of business model. Their income disclosure statement looks a lot like other MLM companies' income disclosure statements. So that's a very us versus them mentality. And it is in my opinion, a method used, or a tactic, a strategy used for high control groups. So
which was important to know, because this is a difference in mindset from going as an employee into being an entrepreneur. And so
right.
we
You're
had to
gonna lose
shift
money at the
the
beginning.
expectations, because that's not realistic. People, when they start their businesses, a regular, like, you know, if you're going to open a brick and mortar or start any business, you're going to be investing a lot of money, right? You're going to be, no matter what profession, you're going to be going to, some people have to invest in school to get their trade, to get their license, to get this and that. There's all these like levels
It's a
before
long,
they open.
expensive road
A
to
very
building a
expensive road.
business,
And
yeah.
even if you
So again, another false equivalence fallacy. Are we talking about starting a business as an entrepreneur? She even listed things in there that require you to get some sort of a degree, professional training. So what is it that we're actually talking about? Are you comparing entrepreneurs to people in multi-level marketing? Because again, that's another false equivalence fallacy. Those are not the same things.
Starting like a store from scratch or a restaurant, that's a huge upfront investment, which you're like scrambling for years to reclaim before you start entering into profit. Okay. So anything you start as an entrepreneur, you have to lower your expectation of return
Especially at the
at the
beginning.
beginning. Okay. Because
Lower your expectation of return at the beginning. Well, if that's the case, then the people that are marketing multi-level marketing online, marketing multi-level marketing, good Lord, should probably stop with income claims and lifestyle claims, because that is trying to recruit people into their company using pain points. Oh, are you tired of having not enough money for your month? Are you looking for the ultimate time freedom? Are you looking to be financially free? Are you looking to fire your boss? Are you looking to be your own boss and set your own hours and work when you want to? These are all things that people in multi-level marketing use online, and they're trying to bait people and switch them into thinking that joining a multi-level marketing company, you are joining as an entrepreneur. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you were your own boss, you would be making decisions about the products, the pricing, the packaging, the marketing. You would be deciding on all of that stuff. And a company wouldn't be able to come in and say, oh, April 17th, we're closing down. That's the last day that commissions will run or whatever. So good luck. That wouldn't happen.
is building stages. Sometimes it's a slow build. What happens, why we see people, because now we've been in this industry almost 6 years, and we've seen people make so much money so fast. We've seen people make a lot of money over a long period of time. We've seen some people make no money for a long time and hit a big. Then we've seen people who burn out and they make no money and then they leave, and then they're like, they're probably going to be the ones who turn into haters because.
So if it didn't work for somebody, let me back up. My question would be, well, how long is enough time that somebody can work for an MLM company and then get out and say, hey, this didn't work for me and here's why, and it be acceptable to them? I don't think that there's any amount of time. I don't think that that matters. I think what they want, and when I say them, let me be clear on what I'm saying. I'm talking about people in multi-level marketing. What I feel like they want is if it didn't work for you, you turn the cheek and go the other direction. That's not how whistleblowing works. That's not how people that have been victimized in any situation, that's not how that works. If people speak up, they're telling their story. It's important because people that have been quieted previously go, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. And that's how movements start. So I feel like people in multi-level marketing, when you join and then you get out, it doesn't matter the amount of time or how many hours you put in or any of that stuff. They just want you to be quiet so that you don't disrupt their hustle. Come on.
They're going to say, I gave so much and it didn't return because they gave up. They quit too fast. We have someone who did it for 6 months and said her story is now ended, right? She's like, it didn't work for me.
Okay, so 6 months is not acceptable. Is a year acceptable for people to get out and say, this is how much money I spent. I did a profit and loss statement and I was consistently losing money. I was spending this. This is what was coming in, and showing all the data. Is a year acceptable? Is 2 years acceptable? 3 years? How about 13 and a half? Is that acceptable?
That gets to be her story. But I know because I watched her, she was doing it for 6 months, wasn't coming to calls.
Did you have a camera in this person's house where you were watching everything that they were doing and saying? Or were you just casually watching her social media because you already had an inkling that this person was going to be leaving because they weren't showing up on the calls, because they weren't reaching out, they weren't as active in the team chats, and you already had your guard up because you were like, oh my God, what if this person gets out and starts speaking up about how things really are?
Wasn't doing the right,
Wasn't leaning in.
wasn't learning, because it's a journey to learn your groove, to learn your,
And you have to fail. You have to like learn on your feet. It's not just like
Yeah.
studying to do something. It's like actually going out there and doing it, which is great. It's the best way to
people
learn.
are addicted to that hours to dollars,
It's just
instant.
programmed in. Like they
Right.
think like, okay, I put in 100 hours into my MLM business this week. How come I'm not making X amount, right? Because it doesn't work like that. There is that initial
We had
investment.
to learn the mindset. Okay, we had to actually, it was
And here we are into mindset. People should get paid for their work, period. And that doesn't happen in multi-level marketing. If you're putting 100 hours into your multi-level marketing business and you're not making any money, red flag. Red flag.
through, I think the book, the 4-year career really helped us with our, like, understanding the perspective of how this business grows. Also this quote that successful entrepreneurs, I don't know if it's like, I think all entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs will work harder than most for less to earn way more than most for way, like, whatever that.
That's another false equivalence fallacy. You're comparing actual entrepreneurs to people that are in multi-level marketing when we know, especially in the United States, I'm in the States, so I don't know exactly how it works in Europe or anywhere else as far as taxes. In the United States, you get a 1099 from the companies, the multi-level marketing companies, that you pay tax on. And so you're comparing it to entrepreneurs. They're not the same things. They're just not.
Expression, I'm gonna butcher it, but like,
invest more.
just that I had to learn that this is something that most people don't get those results because they're not willing to put in that beginning initial work, investment in themselves and their like mindset and their personal development and learning about whatever, and then to be able to see, to that return where they start to get to a point where now where we're at, where we are, I mean, I think it was a few years ago, we hit that point where we're working way
Bestie, I love you. I hope you have had a great day. Oh, hi, friend.
less than what we're, hours to dollars could ever make. So
Yeah, exactly. It pivots to, and then there is a lot of quitting happening. There's a low success rate with
it's
MLM.
easy to quit. No,
Exactly. There's a low success rate. Why is that? Go with me here. You get recruited into a multi-level marketing company. Maybe it's because of the product, the health claims. Maybe it's income claims, lifestyle claims, and you think, okay, I'm going to give this thing a go. Then you get on the trainings, you're in the team chat, you're in the groups, you're doing all of the things like they like to say, and you start going live and you're putting content out. You're not getting a whole lot of engagement. You get on the team trainings. It's a bunch of like rah motivation, mindset. Make sure that you are believing in what you are doing here. You are a part of something bigger than yourself. We are helping everyday humans make, whatever income, blah, 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 blah. You get all hyped up, and it's this constant roller coaster. But at the end of the day, if you remove those emotions and you start looking at facts and data, look at what rank you are, look at the income disclosure statement. This is the average income. If they have a median income, look for that. Do a profit and loss statement. What are you spending on the products? Because this company requires 50 PV, personal volume, orders monthly to be active and considered an active distributor in the company. There's always fine print, always. So do a profit and loss statement. If you're somebody in this company, you're upset that I'm doing this video, that's okay. You're allowed to feel that way. But do a profit and loss statement. Look at how much you're spending versus how much is coming out, or how much is coming in, because that is really, really important. Those income disclosure statements are before any expenses. So before you order any product, before you buy any tickets to go to the company event or any of those things, it's before expenses.
one is
Yeah,
no one's your boss. It's not a big investment, no loss. You're just easy to walk away.
Oh, I
there's
love
not
you.
a lot
Thank
of stake
you.
in the game. So yeah, they leave. And a lot of these anti-MLM people on YouTube and stuff like that, they just quit. Like they tried it, they got scared off, spooked by some people hating on them, and then they quit. And then
Or
they
some of
built.
them were, still stuck in a victim mindset. And so someone said one thing wrong, maybe their upline, or, they had this kind of responsibility on someone else to like make it work for them.
It's
And
not entrepreneur. Like you don't think like that. If you want to.
First of all, I don't want to speak for all content creators that make anti-MLM content. So I'm just going to speak for myself in this situation. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. 6 different companies. For those of you that are new to my channel or have joined somewhere along the line, the companies that I was a part of were Slumber Parties, Pure Romance, Arbonne for a very short period of time, Modere, Love Winks, and then Prove It. When I got to Prove It, I was in the top 0.38% of the company based on their income disclosure statement at the time. I was a car earner, and there were so many signs that something was wrong. Some of the major ones for me was people were ordering product in my downline out of loyalty and respect for me. And that felt gross. People that I thought I was helping make money were not actually making money. I wasn't aware of what an income disclosure statement was at the time. I didn't know that was a thing with these companies. Since then, I have obviously learned that. These people were trusting me to help them make money, and then I find out that they were not making money. I get a call from my accountant, and I had net $10,000 for the year. There were so many signs. The selling of hand sanitizer by Prove It during COVID, disgusting. The recruiting during COVID when people were losing their jobs and weren't sure how that they could even put food on the table and keep the heat and the lights on. There were so many things. It wasn't because of one person not agreeing with what I was doing. It was many things over the time of 13 and a half years, looking from the inside going, this isn't right. So this theory that they have, this myth that they have, that the people that are making anti-MLM content are only people that quit and didn't do it long enough, which, by the way, what would be an acceptable time frame for you guys? 6 months was a no. A year, 2 years, 3 years, what's acceptable? Anyways.
Make passive income if you want to
Entrepreneurs
wealthy,
have to become bulletproof. Yeah.
It's different. So that idea, if anyone ever lost money, I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. But as soon as you're spending more than you're making,
and I bet that's happening in your downline right now,
then yeah, the red flag should go up, because the investments
But
that
if you're spending more sometimes. Okay, fine.
Okay,
So
so the
rude.
investments that you're making in the beginning are smart. Like you're buying like a professional Zoom account, okay? So you can take more meetings, you can schedule bookings, maybe investing in like website, all these tools that help you in all these other ways, right? It's not just like investing in one thing, right? These are personal development tools, social skills that are going to help you build whatever you're.
Social skills. So finding pain points and trying to manipulate others to buy a product or join your team, you're calling that social skills? I don't think so. No.
Passionate about as well, and it helps, it
It's an
complements
investment.
that.
It's not an
Yeah.
expense. And I think that's what people need to understand is even the food at the beginning, some people are, of course, they're buying more than they're earning. That was my initial goal, was to be able to
Just pay off for the
have
food.
break even. I was like, that would be awesome. I
Yeah.
get free food.
And wouldn't that be great for so many things that you buy? Wouldn't it be awesome? Like just the fruit that you're buying and store
Just make
things.
that your
Like,
goal. Like it's easy.
like imagine the company compensated you every time you.
Do they not know that there's like coupons and sales at grocery stores and things of that nature? Do they not know that?
Bought it or shared it, that it ended up free. It's really cool.
We
It's-
just helped
it's just-
someone
people don't
make
get it.
2 orders and her package is paid. She got the money back because, you know, right away. And so if, you know, we help people to like whatever their goals are financially, it's quite easy at the beginning to just get your products paid for. So we just don't want people, you know, but it's also normal to invest.
Finish a sentence. You don't want people to what? Just finish one sentence. Just finish one thought before you move on. If you're trying to say that you're going to debunk anti-MLM myths, I'm still waiting for that to happen because we use facts and data from your own company. So how does that work?
Sometimes more than like
Wendy, thank
you are
you.
investing in your health. So depending on where you are in your healing journey, you may need to be flooding your cells way more than, let's say, a core 4, and then of course be investing in your health because you are the product. Like when I invested in my hair, skin, and nails, I remember very vividly, like I couldn't afford the bigger pack, but I went for it. I went for the hair, skin, and nails because I was like, this is going to, if this works for me, this is going to help me make money. So I looked at every product as something that I was going to take to be an example of. So I stopped looking at it as an expense. I saw it as a business investment in my health, even like.
I thought that it was free to join Purium. Now you're talking about you couldn't afford the big pack, but you saw it as an investment because then you'd be able to advertise, you know, your skin, your hair, your nails because of the results from a product. I thought it was free. Oh, it's an expense now. That's weird.
Yeah, and we get the concern that you'll be losing money, but if you had a grasp of what the potential could be of this business, like how much you could be earning passively, it's so worth it because any other business that could create that, would require thousands and thousands, $100,000 worth of investment and a lot more time and energy to reach this potential. I think that's why MLM maybe it has that kind of negative outlook because people are like, it's a quick get rich quick thing, or, you know, but it's basically you get rich in the same amount of time. It's just less investment at the beginning, which, you know, if you're smart with it.
It's less investment or more investment. You're asking people to work for free and pay into it long enough to get their investment back, long enough to get rich. But your company's own income disclosure statement shows that there's a very, very small percentage of people, and again, we'll get into the details of that here shortly. I have included their income disclosure statement along with their compensation plan in the video description so that you could check it out. If you are going to check that out, I highly suggest that you look at the ways that they get paid off of customers versus the ways that they get paid off of having a team, their fast start bonuses, fascinating. And again, we'll get into all of that very, very soon.
And you take clues from successful people, you'll see how to build it for
Quick is
yourself.
relative.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get rich in 4 years, sure beats like, you know, not getting rich, like basically getting by for 40 years of working, you know, so.
Yeah, not worth it.
I'm sorry, you're comparing being in a multi-level marketing company and getting rich within 4 years, which is going to be a very small percentage of people, to those that have worked and paid into, you know, funds and different things like that, Social Security for 40 years and then retire. The difference is night and day. Those people that were working for 40 plus years were getting an hourly wage or a salary wage. Chances are they had benefits depending on if they're full-time, that kind of thing. And you're comparing that to a multi-level marketing company. This is fear-mongering essentially, and you're using a false equivalence fallacy to justify it.
Okay, so pyramid scheme allegations. The pyramid scheme. So one of our other videos is really popular. Maybe I'll just search that. So I think if you search Purium, like pyramid scheme or Purium MLM.
Oh, I love this. This is where they mention Maggie Mumbles. So Maggie, shout out to you.
We did one when we first started.
Yeah, so look, this was our initial video, okay, from 4 years ago. And then this anti-MLMer is fact checking us.
Made us famous.
Yeah.
I think
So
we got
thanks,
it.
Matt.
Made them famous. How many views do you have on this? I mean, did y'all go viral? How many views? I don't know. I'll have to look, but that's interesting. Made you famous? Okay.
Maggie Mumbles, and we watched it, and she's like, I don't know, she's off about most of it, but she's basically concerned is like, how could these people in a pyramid scheme be talking about if it's a pyramid scheme. Like, it doesn't make sense. But no, I think if you
Well, I think
actually
it's
like,
important if you're in it, like whatever.
I love that in their video from 4 years ago, they have him doing the same thing that I put in my thumbnail. I love that.
People can only talk from experience, and
and this
we're
is your
living it,
general
so.
anti-MLMer right here. It's usually women who have tried and failed at it. There's some successful. This one, why I quit the MLM industry at the top. Ooh, that's exciting. So basically, they're quitters who are making an industry, they're profiting off an industry that they're shitting on. So
Yeah,
it's really
an angry population.
interesting dynamic.
An angry population. Now, we got a lot to unpack with that one. So, why is it that the majority of people that are recruited into multi-level marketing are women? Why is that? I could do a whole video on just this topic. And it's always fascinating to me when somebody says, "Oh, they're just angry, they're a hater." No, because what happens is we educate, just like I'm doing here today, educating using actual data, using actual statistics, using their own company's income disclosure statement to back up what I am saying. And when I get off of this live stream with you guys, I'm going to hang out with my family. I'm not angry at all. But I guarantee you, somebody that is featured on my channel, that I am debunking the things that they are doing and saying to try and pitch people their multi-level marketing scheme, and I am going to call it that, are going to go off in their stories, are going to post all over Facebook and say ridiculous things because they're angry. You know, I guess if it were me and I were trying to scheme people into something and I was being called out, I guess I'd be angry too, you know. But people that are in multi-level marketing that are in the anti-MLM movement that are calling out multi-level marketing, we're not angry. We're just doing the work to educate people on the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics that y'all use. Nobody's angry, and facts are not attacks. So that's interesting. They're just an angry group of individuals. Really? Because I'm not angry. I'm just debunking everything that you're saying calmly and with actual data and facts. So
But
weird.
They have some valid concerns, and that's why we're talking today. So the allegations: critics often liken MLMs to pyramid schemes, where the primary focus is on recruiting new members rather than selling actual products or services. This recruitment-focused model can lead to a saturation of the market and financial losses for those at the bottom of the pyramid. So, like, it's a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme is like there's no product or service. You're just recruiting people. They all pay in, and there's people getting effed over at the bottom, people profiting at the top. Like, that does
No
exist.
product, yeah.
That's like the that those things happen. People go to jail for them. They're highly illegal, and for that reason, there's laws in place. People should know what they're getting into. They should be protected. You know, there should be like legal action that
And there
you can
is. If
proceed.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why multi-level marketing should not be a thing, considering the majority of people lose money.
was a scheme, it would be shut down. Like they do get.
Yeah, the
I
FTC,
mean, we've been
who's
around
responsible for that.
over 20 years, and you know,
There
there's
should be regulation, transparency, and consumer awareness. Absolutely. That is
Consumer awareness is huge, which is a big part of what the anti-MLM movement does, which is why we are here today, which is why I do what I do on my channel, is consumer advocacy, educating people on the tactics, the methods, the phrases, the high control group tactics used to try and get people from critically thinking and seeing what they're a part of. That is what the anti-MLM movement does, consumer advocacy. And I saw somebody comment here a second ago that says, or they said, let me scroll, that, I don't know if I can find it, that advocacy, you know, being an advocate doesn't mean that you're angry. It just means that you're advocating. It means you're providing education. And again, I'm going to go back to the argument that people should be paid for their time. There's research, there's information that I have to look up in order to be able to provide this education. People should be paid for their time. You know, that's just my opinion. Y'all can let me know what you think. It's just interesting to me that they're like, you know, consumer advocacy should be a thing. Laws should be a thing. You know what else should be a thing? You know, not having the political parties lobby to cater certain laws to allow multi-level marketing to be a thing and continue to be a thing. That's just my opinion.
It's 100%. But that is also why we take heart when people accuse us of being in some kind of pyramid scheme when it's really not. The idea that there's someone at the top of Purium making all this money, like it's false. Like, like there's
It's not false. That's exactly what your income disclosure statement shows. There is a small group of people that are making the most money off of having a downline. Sure, there's probably customers sprinkled in there. But again, go back to my request at the beginning of this. If there's somebody in Purium that is at the top rank in the company and only has customers and does not have any distributors, I would love to see that.
there's for a fact that 100 people in the business make more than the people at the top. So it's not a pyramid like that.
And the founders themselves, you know, the founder himself. So
And the irony of like,
Is the founder himself part of the C-suite or is he a distributor? Because those are two different things. Because I bet the founder is the founder, which is part of the C-suite. I bet he gets a salary, probably with some sort of benefits and bonuses. So that doesn't work, you know?
like, you know, people who work in businesses where there's this corporate ladder to climb, accusing MLM people of being in a pyramid, it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Like that is the real
there's literally,
CEO executive
they're literally,
vices.
yeah.
Like, that's the pyramid.
Did you know that you have a CEO in Purium? Did you know that you have a C-suite in Purium? So you're calling a corporate business the real pyramid scheme. Meanwhile, your company has the same C-suite type structure. Do y'all hear yourself?
Structure. And the reason that MLMs get labeled like that is because corporations, mainstream media, they do not profit from direct selling. It's a direct threat to their profit model. So you'll never hear anything positive about MLM, network marketing, social selling in mainstream media. They shit all over
or in the
it.
academic world. I know my father was head of finance at McGill, which, you know, is a very like, you know, big school. And I know the approach is that
Some
when they're
finance-
studying, when they talk about business models, MLM is talked about as like the bottom of the barrel in the business finance world. Like it's like,
Yeah. I would venture to say that people in the actual business world do not take multi-level marketing seriously. Why? Because it's not a legitimate business model where people benefit financially. Business-minded people look at the numbers. They look at the data. They look at profit and loss statements. And when you're in an MLM, you're not taught those things. This is wild.
looked
It's
at,
car salesman, like,
Yeah.
greasy, like buy two get one free, and
I mean, if the shoe fits, you know what I mean?
just like trashy kind
where
of
they
stuff.
should
but
be actually exposing students to it because it can really help them. I mean, of course, with paired with the right company can truly help them on a like health, but also, you know, build.
Oh my God. Reminds me of, I think it was last October that I spoke to a college class, it's a college class, two different classes, about the dangers of multi-level marketing, told my story, told them how they can identify it. And when I was there, there was a flyer that the professor, Liz, I think it was her or her daughter, found a Cutco knives example. So I was able to give a real life example of, hey, this is vector marketing. This is Cutco. They are trying to prey on students. No, this is not an introduction to a business opportunity. This is multi-level marketing. It absolutely is a pyramid scheme and you should avoid it. And we actually, I think Liz reported them to whoever was in charge of like the advertising committee or whatnot. I don't remember the exact terminology. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to be able to say, this is a scam, don't fall for it. If you want to learn real business things, you can take business classes through a legitimate college or university or some other online course that is legitimate.
Building wealth. And it breaks my heart that, you know, people in high positions of business discourage people from, it's such a great, you know what, also for young people, it's an amazing business school. Like this is free
Yeah.
business school. When I stumbled into these meetings and
Except it's not free. You have to have a monthly order with Purium if you want to be considered an active distributor in the company and be commission eligible. It's not free. So that's weird. Also, there's tons of resources online with free business training. So you don't have to join a multi-level marketing company in order to learn how to run an actual business. You don't need that.
the kind of trainings we get,
It
it's what-
teaches you how to present something, how to talk to people, how to maximize the amount of time you're doing, how to make a schedule, like all these like practical business skills that I didn't really learn in school. I had to go through various.
I'm sorry, you didn't learn how to manage your time in school? Did you go to college? You didn't learn how to manage your time in college? If you went to college, that doesn't make any sense to me. You didn't learn how to make a schedule? That's a very adult thing. Very common adult thing is what I'm trying to say. On hey, what do I need to get done today? What's the most important thing? I've got to pay this bill, or I've got to do that, or I've got to make this appointment, or I got to go here. You don't need to join an MLM in order to learn how to make a schedule. What are you talking about?
Jobs to get
and you
these.
studied economics.
Yeah.
You didn't learn that.
Like I learned some team building stuff or whatever, but not in an accelerated, amplified way that it did with Purium. And in a good MLM will, tap into what you're good at, what you're
A good MLM. Yeah, I would love for the FTC to actually define what a legitimate or a good multi-level marketing company is, because the compensation plans all look very similar. The income disclosure statements all look very similar. I'm noticing a pattern. Weird.
exceptional at, and then help encourage that growth by supplementing it with an income, by being like, okay, we know you also love these other things. Why not have an income stream coming in to fuel your creativity, to
Yes.
fuel what you're passionate about?
Every single person has gifts, and I knew I wanted to help people. Like I knew that my heart was to help. And so I went to study psychology. We were just learning like history about psychologists, it was just not practical helping people. And
I'm sorry, what? You're saying that psychologists don't help people? Are you going to say that psychiatrists don't help people as well? Did you attempt to study that too? What? This is fear-mongering.
really failed miserably, kind of the school of that. And then I was like, okay, I'll go directly to like social work to help people who, are in need. I can actually go on the street, like on the ground level, and help people. And whoa, when I did my, field work on that, I realized how much red tape there was.
Ma'am, did you quit? Yes. Oh my God. By the way, shout out to all the social workers. Y'all are angels, and we appreciate you.
About actually helping people. Then I went to go work with students with learning disabilities and autism on the spectrum. And what I got to see from that was how much it was, it didn't align with me, because it was teaching kids how to be normal and like function. And so I was not able to help people.
I'm sorry. Wouldn't being able to function for anybody be an important thing to learn? How is that not helping people? And also be normal? What?
In my gifts, in all the avenues that I seek to get into a position to be able to help people. Like it was just, there was barriers at every turn. And whereas here, in what I love about our, and I don't think it's particular to just Purium, but Purium is the only example I know, and it really like hugely satisfies it. But it gave me an opportunity to work with people like one-on-one, and truly get to show them systems and structure and tools that have a huge difference in their life. And it was way more like I got to step into what I've always wanted to do that the system blocked me from, which is helping thousands and thousands of people. So and Jared was an editor, you know, he has so much creativity and skills around making and he was in marketing and advertisement and commercials. And it's like, here he gets to use like what I see it as, if imagine you were just given this project, like here is a blank slate of just the highest quality food. It's up to you, whoever you are, whether you're in marketing, fashion, helping people in, healers, whatever, to use, like, find your special gift and find a way to share it with your people, like whoever you're.
Wait. I have to look this up because she keeps mentioning food and I'm like, why do you need to buy food through an MLM? Grocery stores are a thing. I don't understand. So I'm on their website and they have this thing called Biofruit. And it says Purium's Biofruit contains an impressive variety of nutrient-dense organic fruits to support total body nutrition. We recommend adding Biofruit and any of our green foods to your daily health regimen for comprehensive nutritional support. You know what you could do? You could just eat fruit. Wild concept. I know, but you could just actually eat fruit. And it has 15 calories, 4 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of fiber. See, if you eat the real fruit or vegetables, you're going to get the fiber, which is very important. 0 protein, 30 milligrams of potassium, 10 milligrams of sodium. I'm sorry. So what are the benefits of that? That doesn't even make any sense. They say it may support proper digestion. How? With the less than 1 gram of dietary fiber? Fruit called and said, nah, man, we're good. What are you talking about? Can aid in preventing premature aging. May support healthy heart, liver, and brain function. I'm sorry. What? And it goes for a whopping retail price of $52.95, and there's 30 servings. So you're paying a whole lot of money for a whole lot of nothing, it looks like. That's wild. You could get more nutrients from actually eating fruit, in my opinion, than from what I'm seeing here on this label.
Niches, so.
Yeah, so imagine the most fun project at school, but you're actually getting paid for it. So that's how we went
You're
into it, and that's why it's fun.
School, yeah. So if you look at it as school too, it takes the pressure off of needing to, right away make money when you see the investment that we're putting in. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 is false
God.
income claims. So anti-MLM advocates highlight the prevalence of misleading income claims
We're not
made
even
by
allowed to
Yes.
do that. Like,
MLM reps, which often exaggerate the earning potential and downplay the financial risks associated. So like
Mhm.
our income claims are online. Go to the compensation plan. You'll see what people typically
Averages.
earn. And maybe I'll bring it up just so you can see where we have
Oh
nothing
my
really to
God.
hide. The companies that do are shady, who make exaggerated claims. They usually get nailed by the FTC.
They are on it. The FTC, I've already gotten a warning.
Remember when she said just a second ago, we're not allowed to do that. But then she says in the next sentence, I've already gotten a warning from the FTC. Which is it? Okay.
From
Yeah,
someone
you're not
high up
allowed to do that,
and I
so-
really was so excited when I first got my check and I wanted to share it. And I was told I had to take it down right away.
So look, this is
Income
the
claim.
Purium comp plan from we have a 2020.
Hold on. I'm going to see what I can do here. I do have it pulled up. Hold on. And then we'll fast forward through this if we need to. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up their let's see, let's screen share. Okay. Let me make this a little bigger. Sorry if I had This is their compensation plan. It's 10 pages long. So we'll go through this really quickly, and then I want to draw your attention to the income disclosure statement. Oh, wait, did I miss something? We're congratulating Sally? Hold on. What did I miss? 4 days out of Prove It in May. Sally. Oh, and man, it feels good to finally open my mouth and talk about what I've learned from you all. You all are changing the industry left. Sally. Oh, that is incredible. I'm sorry that I just now saw that. That's incredible. Okay, IDS over comp plan. I hear you, Lisa. We're just going to scan through this real quick. Okay, this is the difference between customers and being a brand partner, which is their term for distributors. This is their Fast Start program. By the way, in order to even, let's say that you meet all the requirements for the Fast Start, you have to have a 50 PV order in order to even get these bonuses. So it's not free. Let's see, structure and compensation. So you can see the personal volume requirements. It does increase to 100 once you become diamond and 200 once you hit whatever that is up there. This is an interesting part here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so you get a first order bonus for brand partner and customer ongoing payout for all customer purchases. So you're essentially making 20% on all orders that brand partners and customers place on their first order. But if you look below this, it says first order bonus for upgraded brand partner product paid on order BV. And you'll notice here that it goes from 20 to 25%. Now, their whole kind of spiel is you can do this with customers, okay? If you are telling somebody that they can make income from being a part of Purium, and oh yeah, you can do it with customers. However, you see something like this in the comp plan where it appears that you actually earn more commission if you encourage a brand partner to upgrade and you get 5% more than you would on their order. What do you think people are going to be unduly influenced to do? Recruit and get them to place a bigger order, in my opinion. Okay, now this is where we are getting into, you have to be diamond and above to hit any of these pool bonuses, lifestyle bonuses, all of those things that I've already talked about. I really want to get into the income disclosure statement. All right, so this they have broken down into weekly and monthly, but I want to read this paragraph real quick. Below is a summary of the commissions earned by brand partners under the Purium compensation plan. These figures do not include the value of trips, recognition, non-cash prizes, and complimentary products earned by brand partners. Those complimentary products and trips typically end up on a 1099 where that distributor, that brand partner, is going to pay tax on it. All figures are in United States dollars. Excuse me one second. In 2022, 49.77% of brand partners received commission, which means 51.23%, if I'm doing my math correctly, or is it 50.23? Something, one of those two numbers, just doing math quickly in my head here, did not earn commission. So over half of their company in 2022 did not earn any commission. But they're pitching this like, oh, you're going to be rich in 4 years, and oh, you can have this and you can have that. The income disclosure statement called and said, that is a lie. That is not truthful. They have weekly, but I'm just going to go right to monthly here. I have provided this if you want to deep dive into their comp plan and all of that stuff. It is in the video description. Oh, God. All right. So here we have all of their ranks. And we'll start with associate. That's the very top the very beginning rank, the highest monthly commission earned was $128 in 2022. And the average monthly commission was $5. Now, keep in mind, you have to have that 50 PV order every single month in order to earn commission, to be commission qualified, if you will. We don't know if 50 PV is $50 or if there's a difference in the points you get from PV and if it's based on $1 or whatnot. I know I worded that probably weird, but it doesn't always mean 50 PV is $50. It's not how that works in many of these companies. And we don't know that here. So let's just say that it's a $75 product. So for 31.61% of all brand partners in 2022 in Purium, they would be in the hole just from having that 50 PV order. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure it does. Then you have Builder, which the average is $15. So again, these people are going to be in the hole, and that makes up 9.28% of the company. And then the next level, Consultant, is the average is $49. So we're still in the hole. It's only until you get to Director where the average, and I'd really love to see the median instead of the average, but the average was $166. So until you get to the 4th rank in the company, and already we're at roughly 47% of the company that are not making any income. So how does that work based on the claims that they were saying? The income disclosure statement shows otherwise. And remember when he said, oh, it's not like there's only a couple people at the top that are making all the money. Oh, really? 5-star Crown, they are making on average $38,226 a month. And there's only 0.01% of all brand partners that are making that income. So based on Purium's own income disclosure statement, what he said is not accurate. Not at all. So that's what I wanted to cover. Again, if you want to check that out, that is in the if you want to go into more detail on that, that is in the video description. But let's get back to what he has to say. Now that I've shown you the facts and data from their own compensation plan and income disclosure statement, let's see what he has to say about it.
But it's basically the same. So it's showing you like average weekly commissions earned, and it's very disparate. Like there's big difference between someone at the bottom and the top, obviously, because this is someone who's committed a lot of time. But you could see around this executive rank, there's people who can make $6,000 a month just with customers. They don't have.
And how many of the executives, which is 1.6% of all brand partners in 2022 in Purium, how many of that 1.6% of people have hit that rank or are holding that rank with only customers? If you're going to make that your selling point, you should be able to back it up with actual facts and data from the company saying out of the 1.6%, 0.03% of those people have done it with only customers.
A team, they're not recruiting, they don't have sales reps, and that's pretty good, I would say, for someone.
This average, by the way, is so accurate. Like this is what we were earning at all these different ranks.
And yeah, someone's like, okay,
so accurate.
Like 50.
So it's accurate that at the first rank you made $5 a month. It's accurate that at Builder you made $10 a month. And then 49 at Consultant. That's accurate. That's like 47% of the company, if not more. Unbelievable.
$15 a month, like why bother? It's not even paying for my products or whatever. But this is a stepping stone. This was just on the way.
It grows exponentially.
Yeah, and then you get into the diamond and above ranks, and then there's profit sharing. So you actually get a percentage of what the whole company makes, which that's unheard of in most companies to have stock options and shares like that. It's very exclusive. This is automatic. It's built in.
Yeah.
So
it grows like wildfire when you start having other people under you sharing.
Exactly. It grows like wildfire when you have other people under you that are also sharing. Yeah. Are they sharing the opportunity or are they sharing about the products? AKA recruiting. Come on. Come on. Also, every company has profit sharing. Yeah. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Because it's one thing, we can only reach a certain amount of people on our own, but how it's leveraged is having the multi-level. It's incredible. When you have someone motivated under you, it takes off a whole life of its own. It's out of our hands. We have people wanting to make money and step into
Sure.
these
That's
ranks.
what employers dream of, is bringing in an employee who has like this entrepreneur mindset, who's like, I'm going to take this company to the next level, but they're building.
Except you're not employers and you're not even employees. You're contracted workers in Nerium. Oh my God, Nerium. Don't even get me started on Nerium. In Purium, excuse me.
The CEO's dream. They're building someone else's dream. Ultimately, here you're doing it for yourself.
We have someone in
So,
Thailand right now who is like just crushing it on the beach,
yeah, watching numbers roll in, and she's just on the beach chilling.
Like I've been on the beach for the past few months, and
that's what people dream of, and it's attainable. That's why it's okay. You have to get through all this initial mud, the murky anti-MLM trolls. Like you have to.
The murky anti-MLM trolls. Who's mad? Because I'm not. I'm just saying what you're saying is not accurate. And I can back it up with facts and data from your company. Trolls. Cute.
Wade through that to get to the good part. And that's what we did. And this is why we encourage people to take a deeper look. Like, do your due diligence. Don't just like watch anti stuff. Look for people who had success,
Yeah.
And ask them some questions. Ask what their rank is. Ask if the money that they're making is reflected on the income disclosure statement. Look at the percentage of people that are at that rank. Are they telling you, if I can do this, you can too? Because the income disclosure statement is going to show you that that's not accurate. So that's weird.
may not resonate with all of them, but that's
But I
fine.
have to see someone like myself have success to believe I could. And so why we share this information out there is it's not to recruit. It's like, to really educate people, because if you don't.
I mean, it's not to recruit, but it's to educate people, but you need people below you that are also sharing. Okay.
See yourself, like I didn't see myself as someone who was in successful, I never saw myself as someone who was able to make a lot of money and become really successful and manage a whole bunch of people and all of that. But I had to see someone else doing it for me to believe. And belief is it's very important to share people who are like, who are praying for it or who are open to it, to show that we have to show the reality of everyone. And so, like give people who, who failed and didn't have any success a voice, sure, because everyone deserves a voice, but also like listen to people who did make it and learn something.
And that's why that point, the income claims is really valid. And it's a good concern, because we wouldn't tell someone coming in, you're going to be rich, like you're going to make it, like quit your job. And this is how much you're going to make. Like we never do that. We say what's on the table. We're saying this is what you could be earning. We show them the fast start compound, because we've helped people do that. It's possible. You can make.
It's possible. Also, do you tell them that they have to have a 50 PV monthly order in order to get the bonuses if they even qualify for them? Also, quick question, how many people actually qualify for any and or all levels of the Fast Start program? What percentage of distributors actually make that happen? Because I bet, I'd venture to say that it's probably a very small amount of people. Come on. Yeah, she literally said she went this direction because it was her best chance to help people, so she had an underlying belief in herself. Also, remember when she said that she started this because of the products? And you notice how the story is kind of changing a little bit? We'll get there. But yeah,
$3,000 in your first month, just if you go quickly, right? But not everyone does that, and that's fine, right? The thing is like you do, for anyone who the people who did suffer and did have a bad experience, their story is valid too, obviously. Okay, just
people that are speaking out against multi-level marketing companies are not all people that have had bad experiences. There is a whole gamut of people that have been in a multi-level marketing company as long as I have. There's some out there that have been in longer, and there are some people that have never joined, and a host of everything in between. So it's not just people that have had a bad experience. In my opinion, I feel like they will say things like this because they're trying to downplay the power of that person telling their story. Your voice is powerful, whether you choose to share it and create content, or you choose to reach out to your favorite content creator or send them information. Your voice is powerful. It is a part of the anti-MLM movement. And even though he wants to try and downplay it like, oh, they had a bad experience, I'm sorry that you lost money, your voice matters. Thank you for being a part of the anti-MLM movement so that we can continue to educate people together to not join these companies. I think that's a very real reason why MLM revenue is down. I think it's revenue. Yeah, MLM revenue is down, I think like 30% as of last year. It's because of the work that the anti-MLM movement is doing collectively. So thank you for being a part of it. Brandy, hello friend. I am a little mad. Mad that these people manipulate, prey on vulnerable people. Mad that the FTC doesn't do anything about it. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you. I appreciate that, and thank you for the super chat.
As much as we talk about the people who've made it, we want to talk about the stories of people who were doing really well and then they dropped off, or they never even really got started, because that's the majority of the people, right?
What?
The majority of people who
No.
come into it, they want to know, like, could I actually make money with this thing? And that's a good point. Like, can you? And it's really up to you. You have to have a good.
It's not up to you. It's no. The income disclosure statement would look completely different if it were actually up to the effort and the work that the individual person did. It wouldn't be a failing formula.
Mindset. You have to do all the things we're talking about, like love the product, have fun with it, tap into what you're passionate about, and do it together, right? If you just lean into it, it's like, it's a job, I'm going to focus on it, and maybe you're not going to get the same results because you're too money oriented, or you had you had high expectations of something. And yeah, that's a good point, because we can't, this is why we don't make claims. We're just saying this is the average, and look, you
Yeah.
could be making between
We're
this
just
and
doing
this.
what's possible. Like, all we can do is do it. We're like, I'm gonna go to the top of this pay plan, and when you're playing those carnival games, and like some of them are rigged, legit. Like, and so
Can't
you
get
don't
the
even.
ball in the bucket, bounce it right
It's
up.
like no one wins, and so no one's gonna even play because they're not gonna believe they can win. But if you and sometimes they even like place someone to actually get it, because people need to believe they can
But
to
it's a
achieve it.
skill. If it's skill and you're in the right time, in the right place, you'll win. And it's
We're just showing that it is possible.
No. Oh my God. I'm turning this into a reel. I am 100% turning this into a reel. Hold on one second. I need to write this down. You are trying to compare multi-level marketing. Well, actually, I don't know what you're trying to do here, because by you explaining that this is like carnival games, like the cup game, right? You keep moving them. You're like, guess which cup has the ball in it? Guess, oh, look over there. You switch it out. That is a perfect example of what MLM is, in my opinion. You're trying to say that MLM is different, and that if you can do it, they can do it? Okay. Then why aren't there more people at the top ranks? Why aren't there more people actually getting paid according to the income disclosure statement? That comes directly from the information within the back office of Purium. The anti-MLM movement didn't come up with those numbers. Your company provided it. And you can sit here and say, you've got to just believe. If I can do it, you can do it. Give it a try. It might work for you. No, it's not. It's not. And how do I know that? Again, say it with me, the income disclosure statement. If people were actually making money, it would look completely different. Also, we have a new member. Welcome, Sammy J. Thank you so much for joining. That is amazing. This is for you. Oh, I did chest today at the gym. Oh, anyways, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Welcome. Yeah, you lose more than just money. You lose friends, family. You trolls keep getting the truth out. Thank you all. Appreciate you, Cindy. Listen, if it takes them calling me and other people in the anti-MLM movement a troll in order to prevent people from joining this company or other companies, I don't care. I'm still going to continue to do this.
Like we've paved a way and we are helping so many other people who are all diverse, different than us, like not, you know, it's not like one type of person that we've seen. We have now that we've exposed, like we have a huge team, over 8,000 people.
Yeah, and
We've
the
seen-
stereotype of MLMs is all like,
I'm sorry, 8,000 people. How many of the 8,000 are distributors and how many are customers? I'm just trying to see something.
hey hun, like housewives, like, you know, looking to make money, but that's like sexist, first of all, to have that stereotype. Like women should need more income streams, and especially
and be able to stay
nowadays.
home with their babies. Yeah.
And then also, we have a huge diverse people. The more diverse, the better, because, you know, there are all types of people. There's like lots of men who are struggling with health issues that want to make an extra income stream, like young and old, people helping with
I think my next emote that I make for YouTube is going to be proud troll.
their kids. Like everybody is
Exactly.
welcome into
This
this.
part.
It's non.
We have 100-year-old on it. We have, you know, kids. It's like
We have
all
a
ages.
scholarship program where it's like the food is actually paid for if you
Sponsored.
know.
So generous.
So it's like,
I'm sorry. The way that she just said that, we have a sponsorship. What did he say, sponsorship or scholarship? I don't know what she said or what he said there, but her so generous. You know what would be generous if you paid the people that are the contracted workers in your company? That would be generous. I mean, that would be the bare minimum, I should say, but oh my God, so generous. No, ma'am.
like there's so many different ways to approach it to bottleneck it and profile.
Stereotype.
This is like the black and white mentality of low
That's the
IQ.
problem in the world is just, it's too easy.
This is the black and white mentality of low IQ people. That's what he just said. How ironic that one of the cult tactics that we see in these types of commercial cults, and I do think that MLMs are commercial cults, is us versus them mentality, aka black and white thinking. That's so wild. Imagine trying to debunk anti-MLM commentary and voices by saying they have low IQ. Imagine thinking that debunking actually looks like not using facts and data, but actually insulting people. That's straight out of high control group, the playbook, in my opinion. Wild.
People think of things as black and white and they're not.
Yeah, they're not seeing the nuance in everything. High attrition rates. So point out high attrition rates, where a significant percentage of participants fail to achieve financial success and eventually drop out often. So this kind of ties into the income claims and allegations that you're going to lose money, right? Like there's a high failure rate, but
Yeah.
a lot of high earning, high income, high cognitive, intelligent professions, lawyers, doctors, like
They go to school and they become doctors and lawyers. That is not the same thing as somebody in a multi-level marketing company.
there's a high failure rate for that too. Like just because there's a high failure rate, does that mean you should give up right away? Throw in the towel? Because
I mean, you're expecting people to stick around when they're losing money. And again, please see my previous comments of what would be an acceptable time frame for you to approve of somebody saying, listen, I'm not making any money. We know it's not 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. What would be acceptable to you for people to say, hey, I'm losing money financially, so I'm out?
you know, you had a couple failures, a few like tough lessons, and there's some haters and stuff like that.
What?
Absolutely not. So that is not a really valid claim. I don't think anyone who wants financial independence and freedom should be discouraged at any point unless they're like doing something really harmful or
Like being in a multi-level marketing company where the majority of people, based on his own income disclosure statement from his own company, shows that the majority of people lose money. Unethical.
greedy or whatever, but the fact that they're just doing it in the MLM space, that they're using a business model to do it, to create wealth, they shouldn't be targeted. There's nothing wrong with that. Sure, you could have a lot of this.
What do you mean shouldn't be targeted? What are you talking about? What are you referring to? I thought you were debunking anti-MLM viewpoints, statistics, data that we share. When does that happen? Because I haven't seen any of that. I've seen a lot of fallacies. I've seen some insults. I haven't really seen any debunking happen on your end. However, I have come with statistics and data. So weird.
I think a lot of what we're saying right now, it boils down to ethics. Like it's just like a personal feeling that you have towards it, because like if
Except
you look
it's
at
not.
data and you actually look beneath the surface of
What data are you looking at? I know you pulled up the income disclosure statement, but you failed to point out any of the information that shows that the majority of people are losing money and a very small percentage of people in the company are making, I think it was like 38,000. I think it was 0.01% or something along those lines, a very small portion of a percentage.
what MLM's going on, you'll see that a lot of it works. A lot of it makes sense, and it's good. It's not the best. It's not perfect, but it's a better business model, right? So in the end, it just comes down to people like, I don't really like it. I'm not really cool with it. Like a lot of people want to try the products, right? A lot of people are like, oh, that sounds cool. Like Green Shake Gut Health, I want it, but do I have to like subscribe? Am I going to be in some kind of like club or whatever? I don't want that. Like, I don't want to do that. And I get that too. Like we tried Melaleuca last year, a couple of years ago, just to try it out. And yeah, whatever, they have some good products. It's a lot of it is just like chemicals and shit. So same stuff you'd get at a store.
Hey, you know what's in that blender bottle? Chemicals. I know, right? Everything is made of chemicals. Everything. Water is made of chemicals. What? Oh my God. Everything is chemicals.
It's like that Amway thing, the Confederate products, where they just do everything and they've kind of diluted their potency because they're just like, what is this? You know, what makes it special or unique, right? What's the point? Why direct sell it? And it's just there we felt very locked in. You know, it was very hard to get out of it. It was just like I had to email them. I think I had to sign like a contract. Like, I do not want to be part of this anymore. Like, it was annoying and hard to do. I didn't like that. But with Purium, if someone doesn't want to order, just stop ordering. Like cancel your subscription, cancel your smart order.
What if they want to get out from being a brand partner? Do they have to email corporate? Do they have to provide some kind of a statement or sign a contract or something? Is it as easy to cancel if you're a brand partner as it is, from the sounds of it, to cancel your customer account?
And you're done. And then, but most people come back because they feel like ass when they quit. So
What? Most people come back if they feel like garbage. I'm going to say that. How do we quantify most? Is that backed up by any data? Do you have the statistics from the back office from Purium? How many people reorder? No? Okay.
there's that. So I want to just diffuse that myth right there.
You didn't do it.
Unsustainable business model. So critics argue the MLM business model is inherently flawed and unsustainable, relying on continuous
Facts.
recruitment of new members rather than the sale of legitimate products.
Oh, well, we can talk
False.
to our
Yeah,
retention
speaks
rate
for us, yeah.
is like, I think what 90% of our customers order on Smart Order every month because they love the product.
Is it 90% or is it like 90%? Because I feel like if you actually knew your retention rate, you would be able to say our retention rate is, and give a definitive percentage. So is it like 90? Is it around 90? I mean, come on.
And you know what? Most of our customers, a lot of them have stopped for a bit and they come back because life is better with it. So we don't have to like force anyone to, once they experience it themselves, they're on their own. People come back to this because, you
They
know,
want it, yeah.
it feels better with it, you know,
It's a
like
very organic, natural response that we're doing. We're just like, we love this. Maybe you'll love it too. Oh, great. You love it. Okay. So we created a connection, and it's like, we offer more than just being salespeople. We have a community of support. We can connect with you. We'll help you with your ordering. We'll help you find new people, whatever you want to do.
it just
Like-
keeps growing, you know, it's like a tree. Like once you, this is how I see it. We started with fixing the soil. That was like the foundational work. We had to, that's why, you know, you're not getting money, you're fixing the soil, then you're planting this seed. And now you don't see, the roots are starting to spread. We're watering it. We're not seeing anything grow for a bit, you know, there's nothing. And you start to see a little sprout. Okay, growing, it's growing. You're putting a lot of work into it. You have to really be
Seedling.
consistent to water it every single day, give it plenty of sunshine.
Talk
You know,
nice to it.
yeah, like winds will come and maybe like blow it. You may have to
Yeah.
replant it.
Cat knocks it over.
Something happens, you have to replant it. Okay, so this happens until we start getting that solid tree trunk starting and the, you know,
The
the
growth.
buds coming, the fruit. Now, what's happening here with, and where we're at is these fruit are, they're already formed. We've formed a lot of amazing thick branches with a lot of healthy fruit. Now this fruit is falling into the ground like it does, and and then the seed takes care, like suddenly nature is taking over. So once you have that work that you've put in at the beginning to create a very healthy foundation, you've got a healthy solid tree, you really just gotta like, you know, just kind of.
Yeah, that was my music. I had to, guys. I had to. Just
water it, but it's growing on its own. So that claim, I mean, it's not in our
Hey,
experience
Rebecca.
that we have to keep on, you know,
thanks for being a member for 15 months. I appreciate it.
recruiting. It's
I'm laughing because of the sound effect.
like you kind of like at a certain point, we have leaders above us who have been doing this for 20 years, and it's awesome to see how they live their life. Like literally, Ian has to write like winning on some people's posts, and like that's
Chatty and OG.
his
Yeah.
day, you know.
It's minimal requirement. It's like instead you're doing like 1%
You're
of
just, like
something.
loving on some people.
You're doing 1% of what? What you used to do? So you have all these distributors under you and you don't have to work. Is that what you're trying to say? Because I feel like that is very close. That's walking the fine line of the definition of a pyramid scheme, according to the FTC. Oh my God.
Okay, that's like what we're paid to do, is just to like show some people some love and encouragement.
Yeah, and it's important to have passion. Obviously, you want to be like busy and
It's
doing
fake.
stuff
Well, he's
in your
still
gym, but
recruiting at 20 years in. We're still going to always be recruiting, because not recruiting, like, I don't even like saying that word.
Yeah.
We're always going to be sharing this because
Remember when she said something about sharing, and I said she doesn't like saying the word recruit. She says share instead of recruiting. And we weren't really sure at that time if she was talking about sharing the products or sharing the opportunity. She doesn't like the word recruiting. She likes sharing instead. So it sounds to me like she was talking about recruiting. Yeah. Oh man. Ashley, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Can we send all these folks a periodic table to remind them what chemicals actually are? Yes, please. Yes, please.
I wouldn't.
they like selling, recruiting. No, we share something and we invite people in.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
just
And I know
sharing it
that
because
may
we're always
seem
living
like
it. Like people
like-
come to us and they're like, "How is your skin so good?" We're in our
it's not
40s.
just a change of vocabulary. These are different terms
Yeah.
completely. And recruit.
It's not just a change of vocabulary. They're two different terms. I don't know if that's how that works. You're swapping recruiting for sharing because it makes you feel less like you're taking advantage of other people. In my opinion, it feels less ick to you, right? Is that why you're doing that? It's still recruiting.
Recruiting is a term used by AntiMLM and the industry
No.
to kind of portray it in this like
bit of a dark.
What industry are you talking about? Anti-MLM did not come up with the term recruiting. I think that that came from the people that made the comp plans for multi-level marketing. What are you talking about? Are you calling anti-MLM an industry? It's a movement, that's for sure. And I know y'all are feeling it, but what is happening?
new?
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
yeah, it's not necessary, but whatever. You can
change the word if it doesn't
say what you
resonate.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it really
Free
is just
country.
sharing. And so we never feel like,
Oh, this is a
Yeah.
juicy one. Cult-like behavior.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I like this one.
This is what they focus on.
We've seen it. Look up high control groups. We've seen cult-like language, in my opinion, in this video alone. Very much us versus them, black and white thinking. Yeah.
Some anti-MLM voices draw attention to the cult-like culture that can develop within certain MLM, where participants are encouraged to prioritize the company above all else and may face social pressure to conform to certain behaviors or beliefs. So for sure, like the cultiness is really essentially like a group of people all wanting, all contributing
Like-minded,
towards
having the
a
same
goal,
goals.
I guess. And yeah, there's bad cults, obviously, like, you know, David Koresh and Jim Jones, like,
Oh my God. What he's doing here is there are worse cults than over here. We're not like that. Look at all these terrible religious cults. We're not them. We don't do that here. Meanwhile, I've definitely seen commercial cult-like language in their video, in my opinion. Also, can you please define what a good cult is? Because we would love to know. Also, while you're at it, can you also define what a good, ethical multi-level marketing company is? And don't say Purium, because absolutely not. Wow.
people drinking the Kool-Aid and all suiciding themselves. Yeah, it's terrible. But to liken that to like an industry, a community of people who like want to escape the matrix
Yeah.
of
I
like,
always say,
slave
yes,
wages,
we
like,
are
yeah.
a cult. We'll brainwash you into believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Get ready, we're gonna brainwash you.
loving yourself and
You could be successful. You could be financially.
You could be successful, but you won't be, because that's not how the business model works. That's not how the commercial cult works. That's not what is shown in the income disclosure statement.
Independent.
people want to be brain that people pay a lot of money for hypnosis
did.
on these things.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Disgusting.
Yeah, hypnotize you. So
it worked
you
for
have
us.
to get
Hey,
sleep.
like I didn't believe I could do anything before, like in terms of, you know, what I'm doing now. I didn't think I could be on camera talking on YouTube. I didn't think I could have like, I mean, everything that we're doing now was so like things I had no belief in myself to do until I was given this kind of belief, but it's served us in so many positive ways that I'm like, bring it on, bring on this brainwashing.
Yeah. So the hate.
The haters. Okay. Remember when she said that she was doing this because she wanted to help other people? And now she's like, it served us in so many ways. Has it served your team too? Are they benefiting financially? How are they feeling? You know? I just have so many questions. He's about to talk about haters. Can't wait for that. Yeah, haters are, according to them, people that are, you know, that gave up too quickly. Who's going to tell them?
Is coming from a place, and we experienced it firsthand. So a good example, there's someone in our organization, right? And he made a public Facebook post and he said something like, I'm not making as much as I would like to be in the MLM with Purium. I'm just questioning what I should do, right? And so a lot of people in Purium were encouraging him in the comments. Obviously, they want him to stay. They love him. They want him to keep going, like go for it, like keep focused. And then I got a DM from somebody of like,
I'm going to pause this because we have a little visitor. And I think somebody wants to say hello. Are you guys down to see Luna? Come here, mamas. Come here. What are you doing? Were you sleeping? Are you going to come here? Why did she do this? I feel like this is very bright. Let me turn this down. Come here. Okay, we're going to keep going until she decides she wants to come around. Oh. Here she comes. Hello, little baby. Hi. How you doing? Hello. What are you doing? Hi, honey. Did you have a good nap? Huh? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we needed her for sure. Hi. Can you guys can hear her purrs? Thanks, Cal. I'll check it out. Yeah, gotta get the toe beans. What are you doing? Oh, you did, Stephanie? Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of people send me this video, and I'm very grateful that we're talking about it. All right. I feel better. Do you guys feel better? She is a little baby. All right. Let's keep going. I think we only have about less than 10 minutes left of this.
Hater, you know, who just like hates on everything. And he's just like, you see what they're doing to this poor guy? Like, he just wants to leave. Like,
That's
like
awesome,
he's
DC.
suffering enough. Like he's scared about his future. And, you know, your cult is trying to like drag him in and bringing him into it. And I was just like, no, like he has a valid question. He's asking for support. He wants choice. Like if he wrote like, I'm thinking of like stopping, kind of being like I'm getting out of med school. It's too hard. Would you be like, yeah, get out of there. Like give up. It's smart. Just give up. Go back to your old job. Like,
Why are you comparing medical school to being in a multi-level marketing company? Let's just start there, because that is not even remotely the same thing. The use of fallacies is unreal. I should have done like a countdown or something.
no, it's like a shithead thing to say. And this is why, like, but people think like, oh, you're in a silo. You're in this like echo chamber of support all the time. And, you know, that's true to a certain extent. Obviously, your whole team is going to be like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Let's help a lot of people. Let's grow. Right. And that's
I needed to be encouraged.
amazing.
I was
Yeah.
going to quit 2020. I remember I was like, hey, stepping on the ledge. I was like, I'm quitting because it was hard. You know, we're stepping so far out of our comfort zone. It is so like, almost like at the beginning, it's almost like, whoa, and you're growing fast. It's almost destabilizing. It's scary, you know,
Yeah, that's
to
why people
experience
quit.
it.
We had diamonds quit. So people who are making a few
Like,
$1,000s a
whoa,
month,
getting too big.
like too much leadership, too much responsibility.
Yeah,
and
people are
they're
scared of responsibility. It's true. And I was too.
What? I'm sorry. You're trying to say that there are people that are in the diamond rank, which is the upper echelon of ranks in this company, that quit because it's too much responsibility? Or could it be they've seen the business model for what it is? They see the insides, the inner workings, if you will, of how this company operates, how their team was operating, the lack of income being made by their downline. Could it be that they saw it for what it is and decided to get out because they were making money off of people that were not making any? That's a wild concept. Oh no, but they were afraid of leadership. They were afraid of too much responsibility. Also, why, if these people are entrepreneurs, why do they have to manage people? How does that work? Because if they're entrepreneurs, they work for themselves. Why do they have to get on the team Zooms? Why do they have to do any of that stuff? Oh, it's because the upline is trying to control the behavior and the thoughts and the actions of their downline. Because if they're plugged into the training, they're going to get the indoctrination. They're going to start to believe again instead of questioning. It's a smokescreen that prevents people from critically thinking. So to me, I'm just wondering if these leaders started to critically think and said, I can't be a part of this anymore. And if that's the case, I'm glad. But of course, that doesn't fit their agenda, their story. Remember, they're trying to debunk anti-MLMers. Oh, it was too much responsibility. They were afraid of success. They were making too much money every month, right? I don't think that's how that works.
So I totally relate. I was scared. I was like, I don't want to be too successful. I don't want to have too many people under me that I have to worry about. And da, da, da. But
And they cave and they burn out and then they go back to
Yeah.
the job. And
so I
that's
have to
fine.
be encouraged to stay, and I am so grateful every single day. So of course I pay that forward. If someone is thinking to quit, you know, and I'm just like, dude, like you're so in alignment, like you're doing it anyways. What's like, you know, sometimes it's just a little shift in how you're doing it or what you're putting energy into. There's just a shift, like a small shift. So it's just about diagnosing like what is making this like reaction for you, and like how can we pivot, which is really loving. And everyone is grateful when we work through those things.
Everyone?
Unfortunately, some people, you know, like that mindset of the person who's like, just let.
I mean, you can't really say that everyone is grateful when they work through it if you're going to give an example of somebody apparently that didn't want to work through it or whatever. So it's not everybody then.
Let them go. Like, okay,
Yeah,
if we let them
they're
go.
scared. Let them free from your cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. Like some of them do have cultish behavior, sure.
Oh,
And
but not you guys, right?
But like a good product at its core, good community support. Like we have someone who came in, Dan Tomilton, who it was like instead of AA, instead for his alcohol addiction, he needed our community support. He wanted friends. He wanted like people to love on him. And this is where
You don't need to join a multi-level marketing company, a commercial cult, in my opinion, in order to find community and in order to be loved on. Also, let's stop saying that because that sounds really inappropriate and it gives so many people the ick. Let me know in the comments if that statement gives you guys the ick because ugh, love on people? No, thank you. You don't need to join an MLM to find your gift. You don't need to join an MLM to find community. You don't need to join an MLM to feel supported. In fact, that is extremely predatory that statement, those statements are being made. You shouldn't have to pay to find a community. No.
we found it. It's beautiful. And that's like a story that repeats over and over again.
Community
So
is everything.
to call it a cult is blasphemous. It's not.
Community
not,
is
though.
medicine. It's
Yeah.
really life-saving to have people support you and encourage you. It's a medicine that we do not get exposed.
I'm sorry, a medicine? You're calling people supporting you in a multi-level marketing company medicine? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'd venture to say it's the opposite of that, in my opinion.
To in this world. And I just want to say it's super healing to just have that kind of support. And to
To meet
wanna
other
say to the
people, yeah.
excitement. Okay. So some people have said, ooh, you've drunk, like you really drank the Kool-Aid, or, you know, you're like, whatever, like, it sounds like you're in a cult, how you're talking about it so
obsessed, yeah.
passionately. And to that, I just want to say, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be we wouldn't be here today where we are if we didn't have this passion and excitement.
And we weren't obsessed.
We weren't obsessed. Like
Yeah.
I actually like, I think I got laid off from my job because I was like, I was obsessed with Purium. I was looking on my phone. I was like sharing this with everyone. I was so
Doing
excited to talk
bathroom
about it.
meetings.
Oh God, this part is so bad, guys. So this is where we're getting into the mental health part. I just want to give everybody a heads up again. This is where she is admitting that she was trying to prey on people struggling with their mental health. So please, if this is not a topic that you are ready to hear and watch, please skip this part. This is really, really, really bad.
We were posting things at the office. So like,
Got in trouble
you
for
know,
that one. But
but
yeah, you
I
have to
think
be
it's
obsessed.
and
And just like if you had your own business, your own restaurant or something, your car wash business,
you get obsessed.
you have to be obsessed if
With
you
your
want it to
children.
work.
Obsessed with your children, you know, like we need obsession is like it should not be stigmatized. If you're an artist and you're not obsessed with your work, if you're you know, a writer, not obsessed, like all fields of anything, we need a healthy level of obsession
Yeah, it's a
to
cool
make
flex to be obsessed.
Yeah. So just want to say that to those who say,
Get obsessed.
yeah, don't be scared of the
All
obsession.
right, we're running long here. So
Okay.
ethical concerns. They raise ethical concerns about the targeting of vulnerable populations such as stay-at-home parents, students, or low-income individuals who may be attracted to the promise quick fix. Okay, maybe the medical industry does that. They promise quick fixes and stuff
And
like
prey
that.
on the weak.
Yeah,
and
but
vulnerable.
we're natural healing solutions. We're like food and stuff like that. And yeah, someone who's
I'm sorry, you cannot call your multi-level marketing company's products natural healing solutions. There's a reason that there is the disclaimer that says something about we do not claim that these products can help with curing, treating, those types of things. You can't say that. You can't say any of this.
Not making a lot of money, okay? They're struggling. Yeah, that sounds enticing. Why not make a little extra income or whatever? Someone like that, we're not going to convince them to invest in products if they can't afford it, okay? We're going to
Right.
say maybe explore the scholarship program, maybe start talking about it before, and then you can maybe get someone
The fact that we do have a
interested.
scholarship program, I think takes away the fact that we could even take advantage of anyone with no money because they're given an opportunity to do the scholarship if they.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you're taking advantage of people necessarily with no money. We are saying, as the movement, you are, by being in a multi-level marketing company and recruiting people into it, you're recruiting people into a failing business model for your own financial gain. And what can I use to back that up? That claim, that statement that I'm making? The income disclosure statement, the facts and statistics from the FTC that I have included in the video description that states that 99.7% of people lose money or don't make any at all in multi-level marketing. Your income disclosure statement backs that up. So it's not about, oh, we have a scholarship program. We're not taking advantage of people that truly can't afford it. No, you're still recruiting people into a failing business model that's designed for the top of the pyramid to benefit financially. Just to be real clear on what I'm saying here.
Can't
Create a
afford it,
business,
which
get
is
free
crazy
food.
generous. Like I can't even believe it.
So, and beyond that, the fact that like if someone is we're targeting vulnerable people, this is a common concern. Like they're vulnerable.
Okay, I have a story to share with this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
God.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay,
Wow.
so I had when I first joined, I was dealing with mental health issues, and so I thought, and I was involved with like a lot of my community that I had built was around like people suffering with post-traumatic stress, and I
Oh,
created a group
God.
called Safe Space, and it was like, you know, a lot of people talking about their mental health and their struggles and their problems and situations, you know, traumas, and so I right away thought like, cause this was helping me so much with my mental health, I went right away to those communities, those groups that I had actually started because I was, you know, involved with starting my own, also involved with others that, you know, other groups that were out there. And I thought, perfect, I'm going to like help people like myself. And it was a huge backlash, huge. So I was looking for people who needed it the way I did, but not everyone was ready for it. I was ready for it. I was ready to leave my victimhood. Not everyone is ready for that. People are very attached to their pain and their labels. And so I had to learn the hard way that, you know, even though and I was struggling financially when this came into our life, you know, we were just kind of barely getting by, even though Jared had a good job, he was supporting all four of us basically. And so my idea was, of course, I'm going to look for people who need the money because we were starting to see success, and definitely who were sick, who needed the healing. I was particularly looking for people with mental health issues. What happened was I reached out to one of my friends who, you know, I knew we were very connected. We were speaking regularly. And I said, like, and he had put out a post about being suicidal in the middle of the night. And I had just caught that post. And I right away sent him information about gut health. And this actually destroyed me. He put out a public announcement about me the next day. I woke up to it saying, watch out for Allison. She's a predator targeting people who are vulnerable. She's trying to scam, like rope people into her MLM who are, you know, emotionally vulnerable. Was the most, remember that in Florida?
Yeah.
That was one of my first experiences where here I am looking for people who needed it. But that was the big awakening I got, was that we're not looking, like we have to stop. It's not just looking for the people who need it, it's the people who are ready for it. So I got to learn that over time, I knew the warning signs of someone, or I knew like the, you know, qualifications of someone who was really ready for it, not just someone who needed it. And I think that's what people make like, and I feel it's unfair, you know, because it's unfortunate that, you know, we'll get targeted as we're preying on people who are vulnerable, where I know the hearts of people who are looking for people who are needing it is because they know it's helped them. And so they're just trying to help other people like themselves. But that's just something we had to learn along the way. One of those hard lessons that we can't just look for the people who need it the most. Oftentimes they're the ones who are the least ready for it. And they've bitten our heads off. Like, you know, it's like you try to feed bring the snake in to feed
Gonna
it,
bite you.
and so it'll bite you.
So
First of all, in my opinion, you are the snake in this scenario. Let's just recap this really quickly. She created it sounds like a Facebook group where she built a community of people that she was bringing into this group called a safe space. These are people that were struggling with mental health and looking for other people that also were struggling with mental health. And she was creating an online community where people felt safe. And one of her friends, and I don't know if this was a friend from the group that they became friends and started communicating, or if this is somebody that has been her friend in real life. I have no idea. This person was talking about thoughts of harming himself. And she took it as an opportunity to say, hey, I'm taking this Purium product and it's making me feel better. It might work for you. And then saying that he just wasn't ready to hear what she had to help him and wanted to stay in his victimhood. What? People that are suffering with mental health are not choosing to stay in their victimhood. They are struggling with their mental health, and the last thing that they need to hear is your MLM pitch on a product that has not been studied to show that it has any significant changes caused from taking a multi-level marketing product. The audacity of this person who had a friend in their darkest moment and say, hey, I have a product that may help you. And then to flip this without taking any accountability for her actions and going, maybe that was not right, is now saying that person just was not ready. This is disgusting and vile behavior. This is somebody that, in my opinion, is acting as a predator in this specific scenario that she just shared with the world. This is not okay. If you are struggling with mental health, please reach out to a professional. This is unethical behavior. This is not okay. This is disgusting. And I don't believe for 1 second it was because she wanted to help somebody. If you really wanted to help somebody that was struggling with their mental health, you would have found them resources in their area to get them help. Period. Disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Like, lots to discover. Like, we don't mean to, like, hate on other companies or whatever, but there are ones that are doing it wrong. Absolutely.
But
Like
I- yeah.
good product, they don't have a good
But I
product.
think there's something for everyone,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, look, that person who's eating
level up.
McDonald's every day and they switch over to their, sugary, like albeit not like very healthy, let's say shake from another company, it will be a step up from their McFlurry, so it's like we are.
First of all, if you're somebody that doesn't have diabetes, doesn't have, high blood sugar, trouble with monitoring your blood sugar, that, stabilizing your blood sugar, and your doctor hasn't said, hey, be careful because your glucose is getting a little bit high and we need to monitor it. First of all, listen to your doctors. If you are somebody that enjoys different types of food in moderation, which includes a McFlurry, I hope that you enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having something like that in moderation. So she's wrong on that.
I appreciate that there's other levels of quality out there and other budget levels to reach different people. We're not for everyone, so.
Yeah. And just to speak to the idea of
They're not for
future
anyone.
proofing, because we saw during COVID, businesses shutting down, a lot of friends of ours, their gyms closed, their restaurants shut down. You could see how fragile brick and mortar is. And I think with AI.
When this video ends, if you guys are watching the live stream, if you would go into the comments and tell me what your favorite McFlurry is. That would be really funny. Also, it would make people guess, like, what are they talking about?
Coming in, the whole landscape is shifting, and there's going to be more emphasis on emotional intelligence and human skills, like learning about people, what they want and stuff like that, because high cognitive
God.
abilities like lawyers, doctors, like professionals, like I think they're going to be replaced soon. There's not going to be a career there for a lot of people. So
I'm sorry. You think ChatGPT is going to replace doctors? You think ChatGPT is going to replace lawyers? You really think that? That's wild.
we should be focused on one, helping ourselves. Like, how do you become the healthiest vessel of yourself? How do you rejuvenate? And then how do you help others do that too? And really, like, this has been a tool for us to reach more people. We're talking to hundreds more people a year than we would have normally in our jobs, where you talk to the same 20 people, 100 people
What?
all year round. So you're meeting, you're making more connections, you're building your skill set, and we're funneling funds into our dream of building like an
vehicle.
off-grid community, sustainable dream home, with a paradise, you know, where we could just like live off our fruit forest. Like that was our dream, and now we're able to make that a reality.
It
Just
would
by,
not have been before.
and yeah, exactly. I would have.
Wait till we were like in our 70s to retire
Yeah,
to have
so
that. Like,
I'm ready to
that's
retire.
not when you start farming, you know, like,
Yeah, no,
we
you
need a
start it
good,
now. Yeah.
healthy, you know, we
So
want to have a long, and you know, this is really to fund anyone's dreams, and it goes with what anyone is already doing. It's like, you don't have to be anything. You just have to have your own experience, and we empower you to share your own story, because every one of us can reach different people. So
Oh, but share your story. But if you get out of MLM and you start sharing your story, don't share that story. Don't share that story unless you put an appropriate amount of time in, which they have not defined what would be acceptable amount of time for people to have lost money based on statistics and data, being in a multi-level marketing company and speaking out. Yikes.
So, you know, if you're
Yeah.
curious to learn, to just like, you can come into one of our calls and also like listen to the culture, because it's really about,
Oh, we're going to come into your calls. Yeah. And my prediction is that it's going to be very similar to every other multi-level marketing opportunity Zoom. But we'll find out.
the you know, things have to resonate for you. If you
You'll
to
see
be
people that
successful
you
in
like,
something, yeah, you really have to like, it has to align with your integrity and your values.
That's first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We would never push someone into this. They got to have their hand up. Like, I want to improve. I want to get healthier. And we're like, okay, here's how we
I
did
just
it.
had someone message me, by the way, just now, just send me a link, because she just saw one of my a live I just did. So, you know, we just go out there. We have people coming to us.
Yeah. Is it because on that live you made medical claims and health claims? Like you did on this one? Because you did here. Remember when you were like, oh, we've had people that have gotten off medication and da da da. Yeah, you can't do that. So on your live, did you do that? Because if so, I'll make sure I grab that and send it to the FTC.
To order, I don't have to go out there. When you put out your story and it's out there in the world, it's amazing who comes out. You don't know who's listening.
Yeah, it's like be a lighthouse in the darkness and bring in them boats. So thank you for watching. If you're on the fence about joining an MLM, or you're curious about Purium, drop us a message here. We'll get in touch and we'll start a conversation. That's about it. Or if you're an anti-MLM person, I want to debate you.
Yeah.
What?
I've tried in the past, and you're all too cowardly to.
Let's go.
Why do these people think that they need to debate people in anti-MLM? Part of the movement, I should say it that way. Why? So that you feel better about what you're participating in? What are we going to debate? The data from your own company? What is there to debate? That's wild to me. I don't understand that. You're saying, hey, I'm in an ethical MLM, not our MLM. Those MLMs do that. And I just reviewed your comp plan and your income disclosure statement. and it looks like all the rest. So what, what do you want to debate? That's so weird.
Bring it.
So bring it on. You got something to say? Let's do it. Mano y mano. No, it's cool to have a
I
dialogue.
like it. I like having
discourse. It's important.
we have to have conversations with people who
Yeah.
see differently so we can learn.
It's
And
not black and white. As you could see, our trajectory was not linear. Okay. It was a lot of this happening, a lot of insecurity, a lot of
Okay.
failing and stuff. So we're coming from experience, so someone new coming in,
we're just sharing our own experience. That's all we
this is
can
what you
share.
can expect.
Yeah.
And guess what the anti-MLM movement does? There are people within the movement that have experience in multi-level marketing, multiple companies, multiple years, that are also sharing their experience. And they, in my opinion, are being the lighthouse in the darkness for a lot of people that feel isolated because they have been disowned, brushed aside by people in multi-level marketing because they canceled their distributorship. So that's exactly what the anti-MLM movement is doing. People sharing their stories, people that have been a part of multi-level marketing, people that have not been a part of multi-level marketing that see it for exactly what it is. So wild.
Yeah. All right. Much love, y'all.
Okay, goodbye. Done with you. If you are somebody that is in multi-level marketing and you are having thoughts and feelings, is this really worth it? Is this something that I should be doing? Am I, all this time I'm spending, am I even making any money? Does this even make sense? Do a profit and loss statement. Do a profit and loss statement. Look at what you're spending versus what, if anything, is coming in. And look at the numbers. Look at the income disclosure statement. And just know that on the other side of getting out of multi-level marketing is a whole group of people that will accept you for who you are. And speaking from experience, getting out of multi-level marketing and learning how to have healthy boundaries with people and learning how to navigate that and learning how to just connect with people without some kind of other motive, classifying them into either they're going to be a customer or they're going to be a distributor. They're going to be a customer or a distributor. It does take time, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Life on the other side is a much more relaxed, freeing breath of fresh air is how I would describe that. So if you are in a multi-level marketing company and you are quietly watching, you're welcome here. You absolutely can sit with us. And I want to encourage you to critically think for yourself. And just like Jared here said, watch all kinds of content and run the numbers for yourself and then make your determination on whether you're going to stay or go. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys being here. I know that this was a very long live stream. Again, just like I said at the beginning of this, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do an edited video 2-part thing, but I felt like this was the right avenue. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of your commentary. And if you are on the live crew here, when this posts, if you would drop your favorite dessert. Tell me what your favorite dessert is, just to keep everybody guessing, like, hey, what are they talking about at the end of this? And I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Don't join an MLM. And there will be a video on Friday. Nilo Life, you're next. And then I think on Monday I have an Eric Allen video coming. So you can look forward to that. Don't join Nilo Life. And report them to the SEC. Okay. All right. That's all I have. I'm going to go eat dinner with my family and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great one, everybody. See ya.